It's fucking Brock Lesnar. Woo! What's going on, ladies and gents? Jake, aka Countdown Ended, coming to you live for night 2 of the first ever 2-night SummerSlam. It's August 3rd, 2025. Coming to you into somewhere reviewing night 2 of SummerSlam. What an ending! I did not expect Lesnar. That wasn't on my current bingo card. As much as the rumor mill was tossing that name around today heavily, I just refuse to believe it. My goodness. I am happy that I'm not yeeting. We'll talk to Cody in a bit, our man on the inside. But I have my work husband here, the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, Baz Phoenix. How you doing, broski?
So, YouTube, Twitter, Rumble, Twitch, universe.
Everywhere.
What do you guys want to talk about? I love this.
This was something. Why?
Can I tell you why?
Enlighten me.
What is okay? More so when we talk about NXT, but what is the high topic of conversation when we talk about NXT?
Usually for us, I mean, it's continuing storylines and throughputs, but what are you hinting at?
I'm going for the working relationship with TNA.
Okay, all right, I see your point. Yes.
So TNA has benefited quite greatly. You're going to see where I'm getting in. This is a stretch, but I'm getting there, right?
Oh, okay.
TNA has benefited from WWE and NXT because they've gotten more star power, they've gotten more exposure,
more attention.
Their titles are appearing on other shows, their superstars are showing up on other shows. Joe Hendry shows up at WrestleMania and all that. So they gave them like numbers. Slammiversary was just like the biggest one ever and all that type of thing.
That's right. Over 7,000 fans attending live for that.
I think
awesome.
TNA gave back tonight in a very, very unpredictable way. TNA taught WWE a lesson.
Okay.
TNA hired back Tessa Blanchard. And everybody got really, really mad. And TNA said, she's a star. You can go fuck yourself.
Your correlation just clicked in my mind. I got it.
WWE just took it on board.
Yeah.
WWE just took it on board.
They were like, hey.
We can't, I don't think a publicly traded company would like all the backlash to that. What you need to do is you need to plunge your fist into cyberspace and flip the biggest bird you can.
Yeah, they brought Lesnar back and had him squash.
We are canceling
down
cancel culture.
Cena. They did it. They did it, Spaz.
We are canceling cancel culture, and that just became the story of the weekend.
Vince has got to be crying at home watching SummerSlam, using hundreds to wipe his tears. Vince's best friend
just walked back into WWE. Vince's son-in-law just walked into the White House, and guess what? After all of that, WWE is still winning.
And then
all we do is win, no matter what.
I got a little trivia though for you. Who did we not see tonight?
Brock without the B?
No, the dead man. Because his wife had to get his pop. Michelle McCool was out there, and she had to be recognized as a celebrity.
She pissed off Booker T.
She took my pop. Oh, that got me.
This is the shittiest running gag we have between our two shows now, is both of us doing a shitty Undertaker that sounds like Wrestling Jesus.
Exactly.
And you're not even Canadian.
Shout out to King Creed 98, who yesterday said, I bet you Candice LeRae will do something crazy in the TLC match. Oh, yeah. Candice has been taking gnarly bumps for years. I mean, she used to do these insane intergender matches in PWG where she was getting, super kicked with the thumbtack shoes and taking it harder than some of the guys at times. Like, she had something to prove being a girl, and she was like, guess what? When you guys do it hard and stick it in. She's like, I really want you to do it
ironically, doesn't that remind you of like Mae Young or something?
Yes, exactly. Like, if you don't make it look real, I'm gonna hurt you. And Candice is a fucking legend. I mean, legit. Like, if you go back, like, people don't realize, same thing with Chelsea Green. some of the shit that girl's been through, and go watch her Lucha Underground matches. I mean, she took a beating. That Penta match was abuse from start to finish. They made a joke.
Telling me I have to check that out. I am going to check it out.
Oh, check it out, please. You need to, because they made a joke. Penta saw her backstage. He's like, "You want, a follow up?" And she's like, "Never again." he
Nice.
beat the shit out of her, but she told him to. In all fairness, she's like, "Make this look awful." Like, I couldn't walk straight for days.
I'll give you a spoiler.
Yes,
I'll give
please.
you a spoiler alert. Obviously, we're gonna go match by match eventually. Obviously, yes. I don't like the result of the first match. And I'm including Candice and BFAB and Nikki in this. Every woman on night 2 came and threw their dicks up on the table tonight.
I have to do something really quick. Usually I have a better presentation and things look nice and there's a layout and all of that, but I'm going to take you all into the void for a second. Come with us. You can hear us, but you can't see. Close your eyes, because there's no one on stage. John Cena and Cody Rhodes have stopped fighting, you think. Where have they gone? And then Cena emerges on the Cody Vader, coming up.
Oh, fuck,
ascending for one of the greatest shots. And I have a low res quality version of it, but to see him slowly, this is my graphic department at work. Great job, guys. Look at that.
Actually, the fact that that's low res actually makes it look sick. Yeah.
Right? It animates itself. I'm coming for you. That was a moment. The hug at the beginning was great. We didn't this you know what this was? And it was sincere. John Cena said it. The only rapper that's going to be there is me. Fuck Travis Scott. I have something to prove. Travis Scott ruined their WrestleMania plans along with The Rock. We knew that was the case, so them both.
Hey, Jake, come on. You can't accuse The Rock of ruining their WrestleMania plans. He wasn't even there.
I told you how we should have handled Travis Scott a while ago, As soon as that song popped up, forget it, Despot, ring the bell. So now we're stuck.
I still think if he was still a heel, he should have come out to Fiend himself just for the association.
That would have been funny, but I'm glad that John stuck to his morals, laurels, and eating his vitamins, because he wanted to make good for the match they didn't have at Mania. He said that was not the match he wanted, and Travis's involvement was less than stellar. It never worked. He never got to the level that WWE was comfortable with. Apparently, he wasn't taking it seriously, they said. And he's been getting a lot of bad heat recently again as well. So all things combined, they're like, fuck it. As where Jelly Roll is actively losing weight and taking Jelly Roll got his ass beat last night, took his shoulders on the mat, and not once did he go exactly to the mat. Got that flying crossbody from Logan Paul. I'm sure he shit his pants. I shit my pants in line at a Dairy Queen just standing there. This man got freaking walloped by Logan Paul.
And I think we said it last night, but like during that spot, and I know I'm going to preface this like I always do. I know nobody likes giving credit to Logan Paul, and that's kind of immature in my personal opinion, but like they both look like they ate shit on that spot.
I'm sorry. I think they both hurt
Logan
Paul, on that one.
Logan Paul face planted on that spot.
Logan had that great POV shot of it. And
with the glasses,
yeah, it was really cool. I'm gonna see if I can pull that back up, but he's just too damn good at this. He really is, and it's a shame because I'd love to say he's terrible and not give him credit, but I have to, give credit where it's due. He's an excellent, outstanding athlete.
Makes me think of an old classic Disney song. Honestly,
yeah, but he's given this.
Done seen about everything when I see a YouTuber fly.
He's a legend in his own mind, and he makes it so on TV and on the screen. Why? Because he gives it 110%, and that's what wrestling is all about: giving everything to the audience. And Logan does that. Look at this, with his body on the line.
But like realistically,
so painful.
Like everybody needs to do their thing, obviously. And Logan, I think the first couple of, because he feuded with The Miz and he feuded with somebody else that was a dickhead and whatever, till they went like, okay, it's kind of a Charlotte Flair thing. They're not going to give you a chance for reasons.
Yeah.
So okay, if I'm going to be hated, I'll go out there and be the most hateable guy possible. Like people don't realize that also contributes. Like, if you want to hate a guy and he puts himself out there to be hated, he's still contributing. Like, when the good guy slaps the bad guy, it's I hate to keep going back to it, but it's the old Jim Cornette clip of like two guys fighting on the side of the road. You don't know anything about them, but you kind of want to see who wins. If you knew that one was a dick and one wasn't, you might pay $5 to see the end of the fight. You need a dickhead to get that $5 for the proverbial fight. And like, as soon as it was like, okay, we're going to give you the Charlotte Flair treatment, we're never going to allow you to be cheered ever. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, you can't have heroes without villains.
I gotta reach up and make the TV a little bigger here. Hold on. There we go. Stretch it out.
You just picked Bailey's nose.
That's right. She had to clean that cave. We called pretty much a lot of this, and not in probably the best way. This has a very weird ebb and flow to it. Some of this was very enjoyable, and other parts were just a tough pill to swallow. It's a tale of two cities of matches. So they had some interesting things, interesting results, because a lot of it wasn't just the matches, it was the outcome, I feel like, for most of it.
I think for the most part, like, there was a lot of predictable stuff here other than the ending. But a lot of predictable stuff is okay if what you predicted is also something you want.
Yeah, granted.
The only one, what was I going to say? I was going to make a point here, and got my thoughts all out of order. The only one that I would say didn't necessarily need to be on the show would be the cage match. The cage match very much felt like a cage match that could have been on SmackDown. You could have put the Julia match on SummerSlam, put the cage match on SmackDown, and I don't think anybody would have been hurt by it, especially with how well the Julia match on SmackDown was received.
Yeah.
But I didn't, by the time I got there, I was already like, I don't know how to say, like, at a level with the show.
I get it, because the TLC match really brought it up. I think they should have waited for that. Or I don't know, that could have realistically come later in the night.
I was talking to people, just like, I don't get really hung up on like the way they order shows. Like, if something's good, it's good. I don't really care. There's times where it is more important than others, and it's kind of cool.
This is kind of one of those times where I feel like placement was more important than others, especially Wyatt's should have been at nighttime, would have been better. I agree. Liz, and thank you guys so much for being in the chat. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribed, because not only are we live tonight to review SummerSlam, we'll be live after Raw tomorrow. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you check out everybody in the description box down below. The Spaz Phoenix podcast YouTube channel, and everywhere podcasts are found. Him and I do the State of Wrestling. Cheap plug aside, no, you're absolutely right. But I think placement mattered tonight, and it didn't totally hinder the show, but it definitely could have affected things in a better enjoyment factor. I think in the end, had they done
I don't normally care.
TLC second to last, I think it would have behooved them greatly.
I don't normally care. And then tonight there was a moment where I was like, oh, did they set them up to fail? And I got proven wrong.
Okay, well, what moment did you think they were set up to fail?
Well, because there's a lot of stip matches on night 2. There was only one regular one-on-one match, and that was AJ Dom, right?
Yeah.
We went from a triple threat to the TLC to a more or less a street fight to the cage match to a one-on-one to a street fight again. Right?
There was a lot of stipulations, and that was my worry, because it took away from the street fight main event. I mean, what could be special if nothing is special, essentially? Because what's the difference between a street fight and no holds barred and falls count anywhere?
You're touching on my point.
Yeah.
I thought that because AJ and Dom had the unique individuality of being the only regular quote unquote match, I thought they would have put that right after the TLC, but they put the ladies street fight right after, and I'm like, oh, there's been all this carnage and all this hard-hitting stuff, and they're gonna struggle to get the audience back. And I am happy to say that from my viewpoint and all that, from what I saw, they just hit each other really hard, and they never lost the crowd, from what I saw.
Okay.
And they didn't lose me, because TLC is like, okay, here's the T and the L and the C, whereas Becky and Lyra was a lot of, I'm just going to punch you in the face really hard, which is a different kind of hard-hitting, hardcore, or whatever you want to say.
Whatever you want to call it, yeah.
even though we went from violence to violence to violence, it wasn't like on an AEW level where it's like everything was individual enough that, okay, we're doing a street fight after the TLC match, but we're going to show them how different a street fight can be from the TLC. And the drop off in the crowd, you know me, my attention's always split between what I'm watching and our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network, who do really, really awesome watch along content. You should go check them out. They're really good. But from what I saw and from like my own experience of just myself watching the match, I don't think it took a back step from one match to the next.
Okay,
personally.
that makes sense.
And yeah, we knew Bailey was going to get involved in one way or another.
Yeah, one way or the other.
Is she going to get she's going to get involved and she's going to screw over Lyra right now. Is it going to be intentional or accidental? Like that was the question at one point. But I mean, Becky put her all in. Lyra, say what you will about the character stuff and some of the stories and how we've got there. Once the bell rings, there's no question.
That's been the thing. I mean, Lyra delivered. This was excellently wrestled. She has been a consistent throughput for athletic entertainment. She's never, like you said, bell to bell. She does not disappoint. When she gets in between the ropes, she doesn't miss. But Bird Lady isn't cutting it in a few other departments, and that's the promos with her Becky stompers. And we knew Bailey was getting involved. Yes, it's the inadvertent, Bailey tried to help her originally and then cost her, just like, hey, Bailey, you know, went through the same thing. Lyra caused her inadvertently. She was trying to screw over Becky. So maybe you both should have stayed out of each other's business. Lesson learned. No, you're going to feud. Yeah. A lot of these things, I'm not sure where they're going in the future with some of it, or at least where they're going, it doesn't seem as appetizing. And that's kind of been a problem. So as we get deeper into the card and go match by match, I think you'll see where I'm getting at with some of it. So
fair enough. I like the one spot that stuck out for me from that match, and it was more you mentioned last night the way some of the stuff was shot. I don't know where it was, where they had just done that weird spot where she had her pinned into the desk with the chair.
Okay,
and then like came down on the chair. It like Pillmanized her midsection instead of her head.
Yeah.
But then the focus of the camera went to, Becky's on the opposite side of the ring now. She's trying to set up a table. And the shot was down on her setting up the table. You didn't see what Lyra was doing. And as she was setting up the table, Lyra came off and put her through the table that she was setting up.
Yeah, and it looks like it came out of nowhere. Into somewhere, indeed.
Yeah. Part of it was the shot, but part of it was just like, okay, yeah, I'm setting up the table. Now I'm in the table. You may be wondering how I got here. You know what I mean?
Rewind, yeah.
But, you know, we talk a lot about WWE.
Ric Flair's our rewind effect, by the way. That's all we got.
We talk about like WWE is really good at video packages. WWE is really good at presentation and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't all like presentation won't make a bad match good, but it'll make a good match better.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, you know what? Presentation can make a bad match good. I do believe there have been times where
you can do some smoke and mirrors and make a bad match
but typically your point is valid. I'm just being, arguing semantics really. But no, your point is valid. Yeah. Bastard.
I try.
I know. I was trying to
again the place looked great. Apparently the attendance was a lot higher.
Which is great for them.
I wonder, because what did they say? They said 60,000 for tonight, right? And it was only 50 something when Stephanie came out.
I have it in one of these here, but yes, it was.
Graphics,
yeah, I have it as well written
60,000 something.
Yeah, 60,000 and change.
But, I love the whole, oh my God, Triple H and Stephanie, they say they don't want any spotlight, but here they are making it all about them. Triple H came out to thank the fans. Stephanie came out to announce the attendance. I think between the two of them, they were out there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, if that.
Do we want more Cardi B? Like, what are we doing here?
I don't see how that's an issue and why it needs to be made into one. It's kind of silly, but.
Or is it the fact that Triple H is out there announcing that WWE made history and some people don't like that WWE keeps making history?
You might be onto something, I'm
on something for sure.
Aren't we all at this point? There was just a lot that was left to be desired, it feels like. And unfortunately, especially with a lot of the setup, like last night, that was part of my problem too. All right, I'm so elated for Punk, and then you took it away from us, and the ruse. Why? What for? What's the reason? And I'm okay with, like, okay, we have to build up to explain things, but this was just like utterly ridiculous, done for surprise. Like, tonight makes sense. Why would Lesnar do that? It's literally what he did to John all those years ago after John had a very big loss against who? The Rock. Every time John has a gigantic loss, there's Lesnar to rear his ugly head.
Here's the swerve you don't see coming, though. What's secretly happening in the background is you're going to get CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Brock, and they're going to take out Rollins and the Brawns because they're all Heyman's ex-girlfriends. It's going to be a Dom and the ladies situation, except with a bunch of really big dudes.
If only Lesnar was willing to work well with others in the sense of a team. You know, last time he tried to team with Cody, and much as he won tonight, Cody Rhodes.
That was hysterical.
I love that we got the Super Cena moment only because we also got the Super Cody moment as well. So it was, if it had just been where, all right, Cena kicked out of 3 of those. All right, this is ridiculous.
Success,
like,
okay, you know what it is though? I'll cut you off there. I'll cut you off there.
Yes.
Because part of saying goodbye to Cena is saying goodbye to Super Cena, the guy that we spent so many years telling to fuck off. So that's almost a nostalgia thing. I'll take it on that point with a smile on my face.
Yes.
What I do love,
he gave us a damn Canadian destroyer.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
It was great. They were trying to make you think that the possibility was that Cody was going to turn heel, and he didn't.
Yeah.
But they played around with it enough that you heard the crowd sort of question,
boo, react. Yeah, like, he definitely had what you experienced live at WrestleMania 18 with Rest in Peace Hogan, and you know,
and The Rock.
The Rock.
Oh no, they just totally flipped on The Rock. There was no back and forth.
No, I know, but it was shades of what happened before because people wanted to cheer John. They just weren't entirely sure to trust it, and they were afraid Cody might have to turn heel. I wasn't entirely sold on the double turn, but I was thinking Cody would win and John would have to revert back to babyface because it wasn't working. And I said this months back, I'm like, once he can do that, the first chance he gets, he's going to revert. And I'm glad it was kind of Cody that brought him out of it because now their Mania story makes sense, essentially. Like, hey, I lost, but I had to lose to fight you, to come back, to get you to see the error of your ways and make you change. I brought back the real John Cena, and guess what? They gave us one hell of a match. May not be everyone's cup of tea, but I really like this. It was a lot of, spam specials and finishers, but that was the glorious part about, as you said, the different eras and times of Cena.
That's the Cena
but there was
era.
also a lot of more technical, and great moves here. They threw out some shit that you'd like I said, the Canadian Destroyer before. There was stuff that was not expected, and Cena delivered. I really feel like Cena delivered here.
What I like about the two matches,
I give him credit.
There's so much synergy between the night 1 main event and the night 2 main event. Because if you look back in the day, when Cena and Punk were facing each other, and a lot of it was like, oh, we could pretend in our heads that it was like, oh, the fans versus the company, because Cena was the corporate, like, I'm WWE Superman guy, and Punk was like the fans' choice, and that's how you get Money in the Bank 2011. Like, Cena was the babyface, but to the fans that were frustrated with Cena, he was the company guy, right?
Which makes sense, yeah.
But the other, which is the main reason that rivalry always worked. But the other reason why it always worked, it was John Cena and CM Punk was the perfect wrestler versus superstar.
Yes.
Like the made up terms we make in our heads. And the two matches that we got on night 1 and night 2 were the 10 or 15 years ago slow it down, tell a story match, except the one we got tonight was the superstar version of that, and the one we got last night was the wrestler version of that.
Yeah.
Gunther and CM Punk were a perfect combination for that. Cody is kind of both. Cody can be a wrestler or a superstar, but he knew he was in a John Cena match and what a John Cena match is.
Yes.
So two very different versions of slow it down, tell a story. Now, the plus that we get out of both of these, and it's a minor difference because we had a cash in and we had somebody and we had outside involvement. The difference is both happened after the bell. We
Wrong
got
bell.
Gunther. We got Gunther. We got Gunther Cody. Or sorry, we got Gunther Punk. Bell to bell.
Yes.
If you cut your thing off, you got a full match beginning to end.
Yes.
Cody Cena, same thing. We had Brock Lesnar at the end, but it was after.
So
you got the Cody Cena match, bell to bell. It had a
all
beginning,
the way
middle,
through.
and end.
Exactly. See, I'm
rather
cutting
than
in
an
here
interference,
because
rather than a cash in, rather than like a Naomi style cash in, which can work, can make sense in certain when it's not Naomi. Fuck off.
Somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh, you're a hypocrite, Jake, because you hate Lesnar. How could you be happy or enjoy any of this?" Because there's a huge fucking difference, massive cocksucking difference between Lesnar coming out, as you said, you just made the point, after the bell, to come out and lay out Cena, a la what he did, you know, the night after Mania all those years ago. What was it, 2012?
When Cena called out The Rock.
No, he just lost.
Brock instead.
Yeah, because he lost to The Rock, and he's like, "Oh, I got to challenge him again." And then Lesnar came out. Well, guess what? You just got beat by the new top guy. That's Cody. And here comes Lesnar. It's not like when I was there in goddamn person going ahead and watching Mustafa Ali sit on top of a ladder for the better part of 90 seconds while Brock fucking Lesnar's music hit. And then Mustafa Ali had to sit there and hold the briefcase and just look like, oh no, Lesnar's coming. And the best part is he had no idea. He tells us, they didn't tell me until long right before the match, like all day, nothing. Oh, and now Lesnar comes out, pushes somebody, climbs up and grabs the briefcase. And you know what? No matter how many times I play it back, I just can't get over how fucking pissed I am that they robbed us of not only, you know, forget it, even if Mustafa Ali didn't win, it's the point of they robbed us of an actual victory. Why not just put Lesnar in the goddamn match then? Oh, it's supposed to be a surprise. It's fucking stupid. Anybody can now get in the Money in the Bank. What was the point of the qualifiers? What was all of it was dumb. That, and especially in the 2019 times, that was very hard to get through. That Lesnar. Thank you, Chiefs Dynasty, and everybody in the chat for being awesome. Make sure you guys hit the like button because I just can't fucking stand. See, it's different. It's different. This is not that Lesnar spaz. That Lesnar, that's a cocksucker. This Lesnar, this is fun Lesnar. This Lesnar wants to fuck somebody up and beat some ass and then go fuck his wife and
Lesnar.
Go shoot some moose. All right.
No, he's in TNA. Did the thing.
I'm not touching that one, but I am going to take the happy pills. I did.
Nice. No, but it does make all the difference. Like
Context
it's the same with
matters.
Rollins. Now, Rollins' original WrestleMania Heist of the Century made sense because he inserted himself into the WrestleMania main event.
Yes.
What we got from him last night, it made sense psychologically because do you screw Punk out of the belt?
Did it though? I mean, he said, I'll never let Punk be champ, and then you're letting him think, okay, you're hurt, so now you can be champ. Oh, he's not here to screw me, but the bronze
No. But do you screw somebody out of something, or do you let them get a taste of it and pull it away?
No, I get that, but the point is, the surprise doesn't work. It's not it's just.
Oh, I'm not talking about the surprise factor. I'm talking about this conversation we're having about during the match or after the match.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. Yeah. No, you're not wrong there. I'm saying about last night though. So stupid for Seth to fake the knee injury. To what, lull Punk into a sense of security? Like, oh, I don't have to deal with him tonight? Regardless, he wrestled the 30-minute match. He was fucking blown up and exhausted. Of course, Seth was going to be the second ultimate opportunist and strike then. What other choice did anybody think he was going to make?
Because here's the thing, Jake. If it is an illusion, or if it is a whatever, who's the last person that Seth Rollins fought before the supposed injury?
LA Knight.
LA Knight, right? So you get a meeting of the men with initials, CM Punk and LA Knight. You get LA Knight posted at the doorway if you think Rollins is coming out, or something equally silly.
Maybe, but here's the thing. What I don't think anything changes if Seth didn't get put off with this knee injury, quote unquote, and fake all this stuff. If he was just still there the whole time, cackling in the background, sing my song, it would have been the same thing. All that would have happened
hypothetically,
is you have LA Knight there, well, they have both bronze, and even though they lost earlier, they can still make a meat sandwich, and they will fuck LA Knight up somehow. And Paul Heyman has a taser. Oh, what do you want me to say?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So CM Punk, and I'm happy for CM Punk, and I do think he's genuine in his, emotional responses to stuff. Like, I can be in WWE again. I can be in the A company again. I can, persevere and succeed at the top level. And even if I hold this title for 5 seconds, I've done something. Technically, he's got a world heavyweight championship on his record in 2025, right?
Yeah.
But the moment,
and I'm
the
not
moment
upset that he lost the belts either. It was just,
but here's the thing.
Sell me on this, please.
Because all that emotion hit him. And I'm only giving you a hypothetical. I'm not giving you an explanation. I'm just giving you something to think about, right? After the match, he had what I could only really compare to a Shawn Michaels childhood dream, fall to the knees, crying on the belt, the big dramatic moment in the ring at the end of that match, right?
Absolutely.
Not the same, but similar, right?
Yes.
If you even have an inkling that somebody in the back has a briefcase with your name on it, you snatch that belt from the referee and you fuck off.
I mean,
I know I'm pulling a thread, but I'm not technically wrong.
No, you're not, and that's the thing. And like, you can see it right here. You made a great point with him, Sean. The boyhood dream. He's kneeling. He's emotional. He gets up and then burn it down, yay! And it's like, oh, fuck me. He doesn't even have a full energy to roll his eyes. He's just like, I'm fucked. And I without the theatrics though, like, you lost LA Knight just so you could go ahead and surprise Punk, but you didn't need to be surprised. Like, I just can't work my head around the need for the surprise. I think that's what's putting me off about this. Because
think about the night that Edge beat the shit out of Kofi Kingston and took his place in the Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
Right? Because he lost earlier in the night.
Yes.
People thought he wasn't a factor anymore.
Mm-hmm.
His portion of the evening was over. Now extrapolate that to a larger pay-per-view stage like SummerSlam. We don't even have a Rollins is part of the show tonight. He's not there. He might be there to back up his buddies, but he's not there. Like,
I get that.
He's so not there that everybody else in his group that's not him is carrying around his briefcase.
Yeah. And that's the problem with it. So he was just better off staying there. If there was some big payoff, maybe. But I don't know. That last night was a bittersweet state of affairs. I was hoping tonight would really knock my socks off, and there was elements of it, but
during the match.
No, I do as well. I'm glad it was not like Naomi turned into a triple threat. They let the match conclude. We're not teased about, and I understand why Naomi didn't let the match conclude, because they never want to see Rhea beat Io, and we'll get to that when we go into the full breakdown shortly, folks. But last bit of thoughts here. You never want to see
Rhea beat Io because that's the story that they're telling. But you can't have Io beat Rhea too many more times, or you're really throwing a stack at Rhea at that point.
Then you're making it like really bad. I got the timing here though. It was a 12-minute cage match. I think it felt like 3 hours. Honestly, that was ridiculous. And I think shoot at the end, the moonsault legit knocked Tongaloa out.
Well, Tongaloa can't even drive. So.
I think Tongaloa legit got clobbered because he got hit in the head with the shin part of Jacob's leg, and it just looks like he drops like a sack of fucking potatoes and is out cold. Unless he's snoring, he's unconscious. I have to find this because I know I am not crazy.
I'm going to double down on what I said in the preview pod. I think you throw Roman and Jay into this, and that's your War Games match this year.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. And we know...
we didn't get if they had Tama by now, Tama was... what was I going to say? If Tama was ready to go and if he was like cleared and whatnot, I think we would have seen him come back tonight. And you would have gotten even more ridiculous with a 5-on-2 advantage instead of a 4-on-2. And I mean, if it becomes 5-on-4, then you can always throw Sammy back in the mix. Apparently Sammy can't lose a match.
You can't have that happen. All right, let's check this out really quick. I want to show you guys. I'm gonna go ahead. So you see him, he goes for the moonsault here, and then see, and then when he goes down, his head bounces on the mat there, and he doesn't move after that, and I want to get to the point. I don't know if you can really scrub it with this. Not really. Let's see if we can. So this part gets hit right here, and then as he follows through, see, it goes right into the back of his head, and then when he goes down, his head bounces on the mat too. It goes bam right there, and then comes back again, and then he stayed like that with his chin tucked, pretty much like he just looked out for a while. So I wonder if he got hurt. If anybody in the chat knows about Tonga or his current medical status, please
current
update
cranium
me
status
or Spaz on Twitter at Spaz Phoenix Pod. Is yours still, or is it just Spaz Phoenix? I always forget.
Which Twitter?
Twitter, yes.
Twitter's just at Spaz Phoenix. It's never been
okay.
Spaz
Thank
Phoenix
you.
Pod.
You and Brandon.
Spaz Phoenix Pod is what I had to change my YouTube to so that it matched Rumble and Spotify and iTunes, but my actual like social media has always been at Spaz Phoenix.
Yeah, usually Family Affairs in the Cage is great. I'm tired of the door being an option. It really takes away from this. We say it every time. I know it's been there and ever present for a million decades, but Jesus, just let that go. You've gotten rid of other things, and I know if they put a roof on the cage, then it's a hell in a cell. So I don't mind climbing over and escaping, but
you can shoot me. And maybe this is overkill on my part. With all the stipulation overload that they did on night 2, and
yes,
I don't mind one night of a billion stipulations because they hardly ever do it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, WrestleMania, you're always getting a ladder match of some description, but like, when was the last time they loaded up stipulations like they did tonight? It doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah. When's the last time you've seen a Samoan handcuffed in a cage? Oh shit! Wait.
Oh dear.
Skip that.
People have already said that.
Yeah.
I've already been in different jails and stuff. Anyways, moving swiftly on. But no, what I'm saying is because they don't do it a lot, I don't mind a night of like, hey, everything's a stipulation except for one match. And if you're going to have an overkill night like that, I'm going to go out on a limb, man. I wouldn't have minded if this had been a Hell in the Cell instead.
At this point, sure, throw it on because you already had a hat and a hat and a hat kind of night going on. So let's just keep throwing them on there.
But if you know that going in, then you go into the show with a different mindset, and you can't say, oh, why did they do it like this? Because you went in like Extreme Rules was a popular pay-per-view for a couple of years because this is the night of everything we can think of. This is the night of excess.
Yeah, but this shouldn't have been the night of excess. They could have balanced it, I think, a bit better because it made the main event feel like everything else of the night. Like everybody else did pretty much close to the same stuff minus the cage match. Also, look at last night. Like the blood stands out immensely. That is a visceral image
nobody got
to
busted
be had.
open in this
and,
with all the stipulations.
Yeah, so what's more hardcore? Is it Gunther and Punk or the actual hardcore-esque matches? That's the thing. 60,516, I think, was the total. Amazing that they've gone ahead and had
total number of like 131 something thousand, or 113,000 something.
Enough thoughts and meandering. This is your night 2 review of WWE SummerSlam. Thank you, folks, for joining in. That's right. We're streaming live on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, and I believe Rumble as well. We'll see how that's going. But we are reviewing. Yes, Twitter. Twitter's. I keep calling it Twitter.
Oh, Twitter.
X.
Sorry.
I'm forever. Anyway. It's gonna be me and Brandon. That it is, but it's what
Hello,
happens.
People on X and Twitch that I'm not on, so come find me on YouTube.
Hit the like button. We appreciate it. Ever present, ever growing. I do have a phone number for the channel, but I didn't get the time to test it yet. So maybe at the end we'll see if anybody wants to go ahead and call in, and we'll try it. But in the meantime, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. We haven't gotten that far. We'll see what happens, but.
So you'll take a call. You'll let me know what the callers are saying, and then I can
possibly. I know there's a way to route things. We didn't get a chance to test it. So on air troubleshooting should be fun.
Telephone, Telegram, Telewrestling fan.
Well, and we're waiting on Cody's man on the inside. He's got some great videos for us that we'll try and get to, but also some good shots as well. So we'll hear from him, hear how it was live in the arena. But thank you guys for helping me almost hit 10,000 subs. We're on our way there, so let's continue to.
Let's up those numbers!
Up those numbers. That's right. I appreciate it. And hit the like button. In the meantime, this was taking place same as last night at the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Looked gorgeous.
I hate the way it has to be New York, New Jersey. Like they have to share it, and I get it all, but still, Triple H opened the show.
Let this be the Canadian in me. Like, why do you guys lump states? Like, I don't get the tri-state thing. Are you in New York? Are you in New Jersey? Are you in wherever? It's like,
yeah,
oh, we're
because
somewhere
I'm in Connecticut, so that's the three. That's the third. You know,
is that the
Connecticut.
third? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the third, and I for whatever reason it's the way, and it was initially divided and cut, so it's like that's our land. No, that's our land. All right, well we both get it. Kind of like that's the very short story.
This is gonna be the most ignorant thing I say tonight. Probably they are three separate states.
Yes, but But the
tri-state area is still a thing.
Yes, and because of the way the Atlantic Ocean to the coastline works, like they're all on the same coastline, so it's you can get they're all three interconnected basically, and then you get Rhode Island, Mass, so on and so forth, New Hampshire.
Okay. I just I know it's been said a lot. They do. It's not like WWE doesn't do 100 pay-per-views in the New York area.
Oh, I'm the same way. Like I couldn't identify anything in Canada. You could go ahead and be like, show me Toronto on a map, and I might as well be portioned to Portugal.
Oh, fuck, that's a debate because there's people that will tell you everything south of the middle of Ontario is Toronto. But
we said it again. Here we go. Sorry, we did it twice. Let me. For those playing the Into Somewhere drinking game, that's another shot. But granted, yeah, I wouldn't know where to put that marker, sir. I'm pretty bad.
I don't know. Most of the stuff I know about American geography is from watching wrestling.
Then we're doing even better from parts unknown. Cheers.
Oh fuck yeah! No, it's like what's it called? One of the good guys from What Culture, Michael Hemflet, talked about a tour that he did through the States and Canada after they came this way for WrestleMania, and he's like, I'm going to Canada and I'm going to all these places that I've heard about through wrestling, and I'm like, yep, that's basically how I know the American stuff, so I can't even say shit. And he's coming from the other side of the world.
And the way it works, like Canadians seem to have the same type of opinionated mindset that Americans do, because when you look at it, we all seem to, and it's not just like a worldwide populace. I feel like it's a North America populace. We have a 3-week attention span at most. I don't know if it's because of the way the constant news cycle works or whatever. Like we all get very up in arms and excited about something. Excited meaning upset or mad, angry, happy, whatever it may be. But we get very hyperbolic about it. It's the biggest of all time, and you got to bring Lesnar back. No, you can't. He's terrible. Those type of things. Well, how do we feel about R-Truth now? I was going to wait to bring this up in the main event, but like everybody went nuts. How dare you fire him? When's the last time we've seen him in anything WWE related? It's been what?
We haven't.
2 months?
It's kind of I'm sorry, but it's
but people had to have him there. He had to be in WWE. How dare you let him go? But now he hasn't been on TV at all. It's like,
It's like other social issues, right?
I know. He fought Alistair on SmackDown like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then that led really to Damian Priest and Alistair Black. That was really the match. But still, come on. Like, what? What?
But this is what I'm saying. Like when you see the latest, whatever the latest social issue is,
outrage,
and you'll throw out sometimes, you see a really hot girl in jeans and you just can't help but be triggered. But no, like you see the most recent thing and you tweet about it and you tweet furiously that day about it because that's the thing. Not because you give a shit about the thing, but because I want to look like a good person. Therefore, I have an opinion on the thing.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with that is with social issues in the real world outside of wrestling, you get people that forget something happened in a day if it doesn't suit their narrative, and you get people that hang on to things for say 50 years or so if it does suit their narrative.
If that,
I think very similar things are happening in wrestling. I'm sorry, like I like R-Truth. This is no dig on R-Truth. Obviously, the guy's probably a pretty chill guy and everything, but people gave a shit about R-Truth because it was a chance to dunk on WWE.
Exactly.
And once they were able to I'm sorry, get worked into thinking they told WWE what to do, then they went back to not giving a shit about him anymore because now we need a new stick to beat WWE.
You said it so eloquently that I even choose to censor myself. No, really, WWE shit the bed with it, but they recovered in the best way possible because they know they could have just ignored it and it would have gone away, but they did one better. They made the internet feel like they did something. And again, it's all about surprising the marks. Cody, what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
So, does a gas
Background
station
noise, Jones.
count? Does a gas station count? I'll do it in there.
Does a gas station count?
Yeah. Walmart and...
I don't know. You got to eat somewhere, my friend, because you did lose because Liv Morgan did not return. Wherever it is, you just send me that video. You get, as long as there's people in the gas station.
I'll do it on the live stream.
All right, even better. You let us know when you plan on doing it, and we'll get that feed in.
We'll get it done when the nearest gas station. We'll get it done soon.
All right. Absolutely. So you being there live, we were just about to actually go into the first match, but what are your thoughts being there in person, Cody?
It was fun. Got to witness history, huh?
Yeah. How do you feel about the ending? Are you excited with Lesnar coming back? Are you trepidatious? What are you thinking?
I'm not sure. I got to see how it plays out, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking they're just going to have this be the match for either. It's probably going to be Clash in Paris. It could be Takeover because I don't know if John was going to be in Paris.
It's actually Crown Jewel, you know, though.
Well, I know.
you were calling it Takeover last night, too. You know, it's
because they call it Takeover Perth, right? Yes, but they keep calling it Takeover Perth. So that's why I'm saying all of it. It's just
they did it this weekend too. They called it Takeover New Jersey this weekend.
Yeah, because they take it over because they do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So.
I wish they had kept that for the actual NXT.
Yes, it's Crown Jewel, but I'm saying for that weekend, I don't know if John was supposed to be there or not. So he is going to be in Paris. Liz said, "Okay, Mr. Iguana, managed by Jake the Snake. If only Pico, then it would be a star." Yeah, Cody.
We need to see Mr. Iguana versus Santino because I need to see the Iguana versus the Cobra.
You're muted, so you know, but the TLC match must have been crazy to see live. What stands out for you tonight?
What stands out the most? I know the TLC match was crazy, but moment-wise, John Cena and Cody Rhodes, that was a good match.
That was a damn good match. It felt like they were trying to exonerate themselves legally from a very shitty WrestleMania match. I can't talk. Need to be a little higher. What's that?
It beat the WrestleMania main event by miles. So.
Oh, hands down it did. Absolutely. You're
it didn't have much to compete with, though, to be fair.
That's fair.
You're not wrong. Let's see if I can... Hold on. That might work. I put in a noisy on you guys, so maybe we won't hear the background for Cody stuff now. Look at that. Gotta love processing power. How's that, chat? I think, they can still hear you, but now they won't hear the wind in the background because I am an audio engineer genius. Just like Mudahar, I'm an engineer. You don't need to know my credentials. I'm an engineer and a doctor and a lawyer.
I just need to keep eating or do the 4 letters, 1 word.
That's up to you. We didn't really specify any parameters to you doing this and looking like an asshole. I just knew that I was talking to Liv Morgan's parody account. So
shout out. What'd you say?
I said I knew I was talking to Liv Morgan's parody account, and she said she was coming back, and I was like, oh, so the real Liv must not be coming back then. And then I guessed and just got lucky, I guess.
I was predicting Jericho.
Bring up my voice squeak again. Jericho!
She was coming back, and I fell for the hype.
You fell for it. Hook, leader, sinker.
Allow me to hop, skip, and jump over the format because I think we've already done that. One of the biggest shout-outs I have to give this show, they let Dom go out on his own and have his own match with no Judgment Day bullshit.
Yeah.
Like there was cheating because they were both cheating because they were both doing like Eddie tribute stuff, which was a lot of fun. But there was no bullshit. And Dom went out and was the semi-main of the first 2-night SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid is good. The kid's really good. I don't want to call him a kid, but we knew him when he was a kid.
We might get Lesnar, Gunther. It's crazy. I mean, it's gonna be a wild ride of what they're gonna do. I hope we get a bunch of matches with Lesnar and others now that we kind of have a wide array of people that are considered dream matches. I hope Lesnar's not a one and done. So
he does have a history with Dom. Because
Him
remember,
and-
he like F5 Dom into the wall when he was about to have the match with Ray.
Brock and Braun Breaker. I know that there's so many matches that would be great, and I absolutely would love to see what happens with it. So
Brock and Punk again.
they could touch on it. I mean, and they're really hitting all of John Cena's best ofs. That's what they're doing throughout the year. Yeah, they did Orton. We had the Punk one. They threw out R-Truth as a sacrificial lamb. We've seen him go on and compete at almost every PLE now. Here he is. He takes on Cody twice. That's the current, it guy. So again, still going in that sense.
The only one that we're not getting as far as his like prime rivals, only because he happens to be in another company right now, would be Edge.
Yeah, him and Edge.
That's a bummer.
That's a little upsetting, but
just
on
the
side
basis
note, I have
of,
no
like,
idea what Christian was doing. That was he got so rattled he couldn't talk. I'm conducting business. That was literally, I think, the worst
the
Christian promo of all
where,
time.
like,
he
didn't commit to being a babyface and he didn't commit to being a heel.
Yeah,
he committed to like
talking.
No, he just committed to like, I'm kind of a dickhead, but I'm being a dickhead to heel.
Yeah, people
So
are
it's kind of
booing in the
okay.
background. They're like, and he's like, "How dare you? I'm conducting business." Like he just kept losing his mind.
Actually, I meant to ask you this in the chat before we started. I'll throw it out to you, Cody. You can jump in as well. Love to get your thoughts as well. If John Cena wasn't so close to retirement, do you think WWE would be leaning so hard on Rollins as Punk's supposed #1 rival? Like if Punk comes back and Cena isn't so close to retirement because of the long history they have, do you think that the in-depth like Rollins Punk stuff would have been with Cena if Cena wasn't getting ready to retire? Because they've got more story.
I don't. Who? Punk and Cena?
Punk and Cena, yeah, because it goes back to his previous run. The Rollins one started the night he came back.
Yeah,
because everybody had that footage of him being pissed off that
flipping
Punk
out,
returned and blah 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 blah.
You're not wrong.
So like,
the difference with
yeah, it would be something.
Punk and Cena and Punk and Rollins, though, is Punk, I think, likes Cena and kind of considers him a frenemy or whatever you would like to call it. But with Rollins, he has a blood feud with, basically. So I think he would still be going after Rollins.
I think there's more meat on the bone for him and Rollins, but him and John Cena, and Punk, they could still have done more than just the one match, but I see them getting more of a long-term story out of, obviously the other way around.
I need to see a remix of Punk Life.
Oh, yeah.
Punk Life. He tried, he did what he could there, yes. He worked his butt off, so certainly.
Cena's pipe bomb was try hard.
He tried, certainly, so.
Did some stuff.
Exactly. Cody, are you driving home tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, you crazy bastards. You've got a while to go still, huh?
An hour and 30 minutes.
Nice, yeah, so we will...
Unless he drives like a wacko, so.
Unless you go ahead and get into the DeLorean. You can try it. Any other major thoughts right now, Cody? So we're not yelling over you?
I whole ass, bro. There's a difference.
What'd you say?
I said, any other major thoughts right now? We'll try and get back to you after when we can hear you better. But, any other major takeaway points from you being there alive tonight at night 2 of SummerSlam?
It just being there in person's always going to be better. So I'm gonna have a bias.
Absolutely. I didn't know if you saw anything that kind of stood out that maybe we didn't see, on the screen version. But that TLC match, it looked like even when big spots were going on, the other wrestlers seemed to continue fighting instead of just standing there like quail ready to bunch up and get it, a big move. And
there was no everybody have a nap spot.
No, somebody was always doing something somewhere. Both the Motor City Machine Gun guys were like goddamn hamsters on a wheel. They just never stopped. Even when they were selling, they were still like putting the next thing in play. It was great.
Match of the night for you, I want to know. Is it the TLC match or was it the main event?
The main event, I did enjoy the main event. At one point I was like, oh Jesus, they did the Super Cena thing, but then they did the Super Cody thing, and I'm like, okay, they're showing that both. All right, I like the parallels and the fact that they stayed true to John's word. The one thing John is not is a liar. He's never lied to you once in WWE. Everything he has ever said is true, and he said the whole heel run. I'm only doing it because you guys. No one's lived up to the potential that they needed to. And now he's saying Cody did. Cody's finally that guy in John's eyes. And John was able to now not have to be the bad guy. He could be the good guy again because he made Cody that good of a good guy. He didn't have to be the bad guy anymore. And I like that he held true to that, SmackDown promo because we weren't sure. It seemed like a ruse until Seth had the
I thought it was
ruse
going to
of
be
the
a salmon
weekend.
jacket moment.
What, he's not going to retire and I got you all. I almost hoped in a way, but
in the tank.
at the end of the night, and he said it clear as day, this was the best, the best I had to give, I just gave you. He told Punk straight out, like, that was the best you'll ever get out of me. That's it. And he may not be wrong. I mean, that match was incredible. They told a great story. A ton of really cool moments. They didn't go overboard with spots where you had to multiple things at play. They went to the stage, but they didn't have people like going through the stage, going through the arena. It was just on the ramp, through a table, typical things, but nothing overkill to the point where it was like, really? It was not hard to suspend disbelief and get behind that match. I really like Cody using the turnbuckle station to be his lead pipe and beat the shit out of Cody, and then they were using the rope as a weapon. I like the way they integrated the weapons throughout the match as well. It made sense. So I feel like that was good. Yeah, John's heel turn was very rushed, and that was a big problem. So
Well, it would have been fine if The Rock just stayed.
Or The Rock.
yeah, no kidding. But The Rock had to jet the hell out of here for whatever reason, and then Travis sucks, as we know. So, Cody, I'm going to let you go for now because you got a lot of background noise. Unfortunately, it's hard to hear you. But when you get done arriving, let me know, and we'll get you back on to get more opinions. Thank you, bud.
All right.
Alrighty, make sure you guys check out Cody on Eating 316. Even with my noise filter, it's highway time. I'm sorry. It's hard to hear, and I'm half deaf and part Jewish, I guess, now. Thanks, Goldberg. Oh, no, indeed. I'm curious what I saw
Imagine if
people throwing
Lesnar
in
came back
numbers
for
the
another
night.
round with Goldberg.
I don't have a rating for this night now. That would be great too, right? Goldberg, I didn't actually retire either. Ha ha ha. John Cena, Goldberg, one more retirement match.
John Cena, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, The Rock. Fatal 4-way, everybody retires match.
Yes. They opened
Referee
this show
Triple H.
probably in the best perceived way possible, which was this women's triple threat. I feel like this or the Becky match could have opened the show, but I think this was the best choice of the card because Rhea Ripley comes out first and she is a fucking star. That's all there is to it. She is the biggest star in that company.
I'll give you the best thing
point
that I heard this week. Somebody passed around a quote earlier this week. It's an old interview with the Hardys, and they were talking about the time like just before they broke off to become single stars.
Yeah.
And it was probably bullshit. Like somebody in the back was probably just like feeding them a line a little bit, but it's like, we can't put you in the main event just yet. We can't put you in a single spot just yet. We need you in that opening spot because everybody lost their minds when the Hardy Boys music hit.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of those
Liz was there in person.
You're too good in the opener for us to put you in the main event. And Rhea Ripley is definitely worthy of being in a main event. Don't take me wrong that way. But if you're going to open the show, especially because they don't do matches on the kickoff like some people do, if the first music you hear that night is Rhea Ripley's, you immediately wake up the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. They just come alive, unglued, and go nuts.
Exactly.
I like the fact that Rhea's just got that ability to take command. Soon as she goes ahead and just her music hits, she has that total it factor just coursing through her veins. She commands everyone's attention. Look at me, I'm a star. Foot dropped, gets to the ring. Loved her entrance as always. But the real story here, Io Sky comes out again doing the Io. All right, but Naomi, I already liked her new entrance, new music. I liked the way it spells out her name. Even like all of it fits with her new character. You hated me for saying she was the MVP of Monday Night Raw the other night for me because I feel like she needs to not cackle like a witch, but everything else about that promo, her wrestling, she's taking to be a heel very well. She's making sense. The catchphrase is catching on. People are, proceed with caution. They're chanting it. They're excited. Having her father play her to the ring was a cool moment. Does he suck at playing guitar? I don't know. Either the guitar was not in the best setting for tone because it was like very icy sounding and mid, not, it just didn't have that typical Strat sound that you would like to produce from there. And a lot of times notes were either like too much of a gain, so they kind of pierced through into each other. So instead of hearing, hammer-ons and pull-offs, it all bled into one. It was just like a high-pitched squeal. But technical guitar playing aside, still cool to have her dad play and walk her down. So Sean McRae, good to have him as the special guest. I'm
not going to begrudge anybody a cool family moment. I'm not a total heartless asshole. Like, your dad's a musician. Your dad as a musician gets to take part in your entrance at a big show. Fine, cool.
Yeah.
Naomi's still cringe. She's following in the footsteps of
he's not the Van Hammer. That's right.
She's following in the footsteps of Sasha Banks. Go out there, be cringe. WWE's production will help you out.
They'll make you look $1 million better. And did you know that up until Naomi cashed in, Io Sky was 8-0 in triple threat matches. She had never lost
8-0?
8-0. Never had.
8-0. I thought you said 80. I was like, how the hell did we get to 80?
Where did we miss all those other 71 matches? No, 8-0. So now she's 8-2.
Can't possibly let Io Sky have a record or anything.
No, she lost that triple threat to Naomi, and now tonight, so she's 8-2 currently. But I love the conclusion, honestly, that Rhea gets all the way up top, second row. Goes ahead and hits the Riptide, but an avalanche Riptide. She's gonna put down Io finally. 1, 2. Oh no. Naomi grabs her, rolls up Ripley, and with the roll up, I don't hate the roll up when it's done like this. And it was expected. This was the outcome we anticipated. I had told everybody, all right, she'll retain. But I liked the match. It was good. It was not their Mania triple threat. And Bianca is always miles ahead of Naomi as a performer. Yes. But Naomi has gotten much better. So going into TNA, and then what she did was the women's knockout champion there, and then coming back, she's improved greatly. She was enjoyable in this, but she's working better as a heel. She's taking her time. She's letting things sink and sit in. She's selling more. She's not stumbling to rush to the next spot. You just see it. It feels more natural. I think she's becoming more comfortable, and it shows. Io Sky hitting that poison Rana was really crazy, and Naomi finally breaking up the pin. That's when the crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." The top rope blockbuster was really good. Like, there's just a bunch of great sequences that these three pulled off. They initially had Naomi just clearing house and beating everybody's ass. And you saw Io and Rhea work together to eventually kind of make her a non-entity and a threat no longer. They did the Io together, and then they started to nicely beat the shit out of each other. And that's when Naomi came back in like a slithery snake. And she managed to go ahead. Snake. And she snaked him all right. She came back in and sent us to the promised land of her retaining the title. She's going to take on Stephanie Bacquet, according to Nikki Bella, at Clash in Paris. That's going to be a very good match, I'm sure. Stephanie will bring Naomi to her level, I believe, and we'll see what we get out of that. Plus some epic double time French epic kiss, because they're going to be in France. So she can't do the devil's kiss. She's got to do the devil's French kiss.
Oh dear.
That's where she does that move, but no panties. Sorry, them's the rules.
All right, I'm gonna say a lot of people complain about it. It does happen a lot in wrestling. I love the typical trope of a crazy chick in wrestling.
Yeah.
Naomi's making it cringe. Naomi is doing the Hangman Page of staring down a microphone, staring down a camera, saying, "Why don't you take me seriously?" and throwing a ricochet laugh in at the end. She's, for the second pay-per-view in a row now, sat back and watched two of the best women in that company have a good match and walked away with their belt. Naomi can fuck off. You are way nicer than I am on this one.
See, no, because honestly, the way I take it right now is it's kind of great as a heel character. Why would she go out there and have to kill herself? She doesn't need to. It's like, I'll wait till they're about to die. I'll cash in. And then was I pissed off about it? Like, at Evolution? Sure. But now I'm seeing it and I'm not hating it. I see her.
You're going with the Mercedes Moné defense of she's a heel. She's not supposed to be good.
No, I didn't say she's not supposed to be good, because what she did in this match I thought was really good. Was she on their level? No, but she wasn't bad either. I thought she was really good here. Honestly, and she held her own. There was no point in time anything that involved Naomi that I thought, that could have been done better, or that didn't look good. I enjoyed everything she put through tonight. I get your point with the laughing of the promo, but besides that, she's conveying a good amount of emotion, and her character work is improving. The more she talks, the more she feels more natural with it. Initially, she kind of started to do the you thing, but then she was kind of able to weave it back into a genuine, people didn't really believe in me, and now you're chanting, and it's like, why now? So she got to, weave that tale a bit more steadily. Granted, but I'm enjoying it.
Here's something I'll give you, right? And I'm not telling you you're wrong. We just vehemently disagree on this one.
Absolutely.
But there's a typical promo trope of if there's a heel champion out with a microphone talking about how great they are and whatever, a babyface might come out and say, "Look, if you were really that great, you wouldn't have to tell people you're great," right?
Yes.
The same thing goes for being crazy. If you were good at playing crazy, you wouldn't have to keep telling me you're crazy. And that's what her promos are doing right now. You better be careful. You better be careful. You better be careful. I'm dangerous. I'm dangerous. She's one burning house in a syringe away from being Hangman Page.
See, I don't think she's near that level yet. I don't see her crossing
because
that
WWE's
threshold
not
for
stupid,
me.
and they're not going to let her burn a house down. And it's
see,
not
that's the thing. She's being filtered. If she wasn't, then we would have her, hitting people with cinder blocks and bed of nails, and playing Remco with plastic bags.
And such.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mostly peaceful though.
Yeah, peace poke. Yome Coke. Look at that. I'm behind Naomi for right now.
I said something in the other chat that pissed a lot of people off.
Oh yes.
And it made me so, because it's go over, and I will keep saying it. The Wrestling for Life guys are great. They've got a really good community over there. They've got a really good chat community over there. And a couple people took me to task on a couple of things tonight, and it's okay. It's all love. Boston Gamer, if you're listening, I still love you, buddy. It's all good. It's all
love is there.
Fun. But I kind of told, why do you think Naomi's so cringe? And I'm like, because Naomi's getting a push for the same reason the Beast Mortos is getting a push. Anyways, moving
swiftly. I pull. And he's getting a push.
He's got the horns
because he pulled out.
Oh no.
I'm a little moving on swiftly before we get another cease and desist. I didn't hate this
We're-
match. I
hey,
actually
we're
quite
allowed
enjoyed
to,
it.
We're allowed to swear on YouTube now. Hey, let's
yes,
go.
we f***ing can. God damn
What are
it.
the rules? What are the rules on X, Twitch, and Rumble? I know
don't
we can
think-
swear on Rumble.
Yeah, Twitch. That's just there for being there. So, hello.
Twitch will make
Right
you
now, apparently the restream says that Twitter/X is where it's at. We only have one sole person on Twitch watching us. So hello, you faithful
Hello to
one
the
viewer,
person on Twitch.
and the
I'm only looking at the
124 of
chat
you
on YouTube, so I'm not
watching
helping
on.
either.
We have 124 of you watching on Twitter right now on X. So hello to all of you there. If you guys want to go ahead and continue this party, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel and the link provided in that tweet, so you guys can go ahead. It's Jake Countdown and DeMarco. Make sure you subscribe. We go live after all PLEs and usually cover AEW PLEs as well, some TNA, performances and pay-per-views, and we'll be live after Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. That's right. I keep thinking today is already Monday because my brain is, ahead of time, but it's only 11 o'clock, not 12:07. This first match, Cody always forces me to give it stars. Damn. Bell to Bell was good. I liked it. It didn't end in chicanery, and they could do a lot of bullshit with triple threats, but they avoided it. We got ring posting and steel stairs, but really, like, Io Sky hit a beautiful Asai moonsault. There was just a lot of great interconnecting moments that made sense, all leading up to Rhea finally getting the chance to beat Io, doing what needed to put her away, but not being able to get the pin. That continues the story. Again, not as good as what we got at Mania, but I can give that 4 stars all day. That was a good match.
I will give this match the credit that having one member in it that I feel the way I feel about Naomi didn't knock points off the match. The stuff with the other two, Rhea Ripley in particular, obviously I'm biased. I'm a Rhea Ripley fan. It is what it is. But also Rhea Ripley came out there, I think, with a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. Like, we already know, borrowing the Adam Nicholas expression, that she can chuck pretty much anybody around like an empty tracksuit.
Yes.
But she was doing it more like she was, and there's got to be some sort of like mutual respect with her and Io Sky, because she was chucking Io Sky.
Yeah, she belayed her. Up and at them. Yeah, that you were going far with that.
And at them.
Up and at them. There's so many lines from The Simpsons that are forever burnt into my memory.
Brainworms.
Absolutely. But it was such an important part of my childhood, and the fact that I remember every day on Fox from 5 to 6, they would back-to-back play, older episodes of The Simpsons, and they used to play them in order from, the starting seasons onwards. And at that point in time, I think we were only on like seasons 8 or 9. And then at school,
isn't it like 30 seasons now or something?
Yeah, over that. And then the South Park's on 27 with, our president's tiny wee wee. Apparently, you can't even say his name on YouTube. Last night's review got flagged initially for shocking content and something about presidential candidacy and stuff. And I'm like, what? But I know they view wrestling as shocking content. So it's rough out there, folks. Rough indeed. But granted, I'm sure to say most people's favorite was the second match. This being the TLC match, how could you not love it? Honestly, so many great spots. A lot to be happy with here.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it's TLC with 12 people. I like the fact that everybody said, "Oh, this is a shot at AEW." It's like, no, 2 of the 3 teams that created the original TLC are available, so we're gonna pay respect to them.
I had it set to whore. Sorry, Marge. Just.
Oh my god.
The makeup shotgun. Come on.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Immediately you knew, but so many of those that just come back. No, you're right though. But granted, they start off strong, then they go in and they just wore this audience out with this TLC match. All right, people are going to say, "Oh, it's just a bunch of spots." That's all every TLC match is, but it's done so in a way that it isn't just spot after spot. Like there was narratives and stories and things happening and stakes, and The only time I didn't care for it and help my stoner brain, I think it was Ciampa hanging from the belts for a very long time. I know him or Johnny. I could swear it was Ciampa was like holding the belt.
When he pulled himself up to, I thought that was just
because he was like, I'm like, well, take the goddamn belts down. You can win. What do you? And he stayed up there forever.
You're talking about where he was basically hanging upside down. I thought
maybe it was after that, but
in a match like this, there's always, and again, maybe I'm too forgiving. It's one of my favorite types of matches and all that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
There's always going to be something funny, something funky, something that's like, ha ha ha. I'm laughing at that. As soon as somebody else comes along and points out how dumb it is, I'll admit how dumb it is. Where he went to grab the belts and they took the ladder away, and it was set up exactly like Edge spearing Jeff Hardy, the spear scene around the world.
Yeah.
And instead of just doing it, they had him do the pull up till he was standing like up, or so he was hanging upside down Spider-Man style.
Yes.
I thought that was cool in the sense that one of the guys that was involved in that exact spot was in the audience. You're paying tribute to the guy while he's actually there. And you found a way to pay homage to that spot without just duplicating
without just doing it again. So yeah, you missed the spear. He pulls himself up, the spear misses from Frazier, and then Gargano puts the next ladder up, and he's like, all right, I got him. And then Montez does the infamous jump to the ladder that he did when they won the belts in NXT. We got to see them do that from the corner, which was great. And shades of that callback was really cool. He jumps over, and then they basically knock Ciampa down, and then Montez has got the belts, but Axiom, goes ahead and cuts him off. And that's when Uncle Howdy tips the scales by tipping the ladder, and
at that point, Rowan had already been in it.
Rowan was already in taken out by the shoulder blocks into the corner table. They had Candice LeRae basically come in, and Nikki Cross took out B-Fab, and then Candice climbs the ladder, and Johnny's holding it in place.
Johnny collide with her.
And yeah, Johnny gets to bump into her, and she crashes into the ladder bridge. But the way she hit, holy hell, was that a hard landing. She came down hard. And
she came down in an awkward position.
Yes.
And it made me think of, what was it? The last Slammiversary, right? Where they did the ladder match for the tag titles, and AJ Francis came off onto the ladders onto the outside, and his one leg went through the rung when he took the fall. It looked to me, I haven't gone back and looked at it, maybe you have. It looked to me like when she went down on the ladder on the outside, it looked like her knee went through, so her knee hit the ground before the broken ladder did. Am I imagining that, or did that happen?
No, it happened. You're absolutely right. It happened, and that's the thing, like this was nuts. This is I think I've got the GIF right here. Hold on, let me pull this up for you guys. So the way she went through the ladder, it was an awkward landing. She came down on her shoulder pretty much, it seemed like, and it just painful. Ow. So here's in GIF form over my face. You can see it here. She goes down, boom, lands on her arm and shoulder when she comes down, so that the ladder barely takes the brunt of it because the ladder breaks while she goes through it. So her arm and shoulder on the side. You see what I mean,
though? Like, if you're looking at that clip, she's facing the camera, but the leg that's a little bit closer to the commentary table looks like it goes through the ladder before the ladder actually breaks.
Yes.
So if that's the case, then it didn't break her fall. Her kneecap hitting the ground broke the fall.
Exactly. The ladder didn't. And then you can see it here, how she lands, and she's already down there. Now the rest of her body tumbles to the ground behind her because her left side already hit the knee, the hip, the arm, and now she's done for. That is just, look at this. When she jumps, she's not on her back and she's not on her front. She lands completely on that side. Oh, God, girl.
Like, you would think it would be a back bump, but like it looks like she almost lands like hands and first. And I'm not even making that into anything bad. It's just all the wrong parts to be hitting the ground first.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, but like I say, shout out to Candice LeRae, who hasn't, other than being one of the tag team's wives, like hasn't really been given much to do, but she took her minute and she made it worth something. So that's something. BFAB and Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross, I need to see wrestle, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you need to
I know
see that
people are
happen.
saying, I know people are bitching like, oh, Uncle Howdy's just playing the leader right now and he's not wrestling very much. I'm okay with that because you can make that something special, right?
Yeah,
Rowan is
exactly.
in there whenever they need a heavy hand, so he's not in matches, but he's still participating. I need to see Nikki Cross wrestle because, spoiler, I know that Nikki Cross is a good wrestler. Let her be crazy. She's actually good at being crazy, not like the other one we just talked about. But like, let this crazy, like, if they're not going to sign Abaddon,
Because what are they doing with her at this point? They're not doing anything. And sorry if the stream crashed over on the Twitter side of things. I guess I have to refresh it every so often over there. I'm learning. I am learning.
I got you up on my phone. You're still good.
All right. I know we're on YouTube just fine.
I'm looking at our Discord. I've got the actual YouTube stream up on mute. I've got Twitter up on my phone to see how we're doing there.
What a guy.
I'm trying to give you some feedback. I am the novice here, but I can help where I can.
The excellent second in command tonight, sir. You've earned that co-host title
account,
well.
So
you don't need one, sir. So. That's all right. I usually don't do much with Twitch anymore.
If I went over to Twitch, I could double our honey.
we could double it. We gotta go for broke. We can hit that 200% increase maybe. Then we're really cooking. I just got to make a few more sock accounts. Don't you worry.
Don't be making messes in your socks.
Sorry about the laundry machines for the third time. Those poor plumbers.
You shouldn't be able to beat somebody with your sock.
There's so many highlights. No quarters needed. There's so many highlights to this TLC match that I would have to just sit here and go, and then this happened.
I'm sorry.
I broke you again.
I was gonna you made the quarter thing, and I was gonna try and turn it into a no quarter catch crew fun, and I couldn't get there. So I'm just like, I'm
just
done.
shocking
it's
me
over.
instead. You're like, yeah, despot didn't go off all the way. There we go. I got a premature despot. I hate when that happens. Kind of fizzled out.
Gonna leave that and make a new faction called the Here Catch This Crew.
Yeah, Happy Shocks Day. That's right. There we go. So there's so many highlights from this, but definitely Candace's spot was great. Rowan getting put through the tables was really cool. Like you said,
I like the BFAB and Nikki got in there. Like,
yeah,
despite my rant from a second ago.
I just want them to do something with Nikki Cross. I'm tired of her being, this spooky witch. Like you said, she needs to be involved. She wants to wrestle. Like, she can't feel good. And she looks very skinny now. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just saying it's noticeable. No. Like, she looks drastically different compared to not even that many months ago when they debuted either. Nearly a year almost, right?
Yeah. And like on the one side, you don't want to speculate, and on the other side, you just want to be like, "Hey, let's hope everybody's cool." Right?
Exactly.
Like I don't want to be doing that. Like there's been a lot of talk about Jelly Roll and what he did to prepare himself for last night's match, and huge fitness accomplishment on his part, but there is a small part of you that says, okay, if you tell this guy congratulations enough, you're just going to be reminding him that he was bigger.
Yeah, Bradley said she took the bump of the night for him. He said to Coot, as Coot said, "What's up, Spaz?" As you were saying hi to him. Hey. Thank you guys for chatting up in the YouTube chat. I'm checking in with the poll. So right now, guys, which night was better?
Hey,
night one. That's the wrong poll. And if I was talking about Cody, that's still the wrong poll. He is Polish, right? I don't know. Friggin' locks, all these warlocks. Night one, night two. Night one, 28%. Night two, 72%. Let it marinate, baby. No plane ride from hell. Night two is walking away with it. We had a 50-50 split last night. And we still got to get Cody to yeet. We'll see if he's able to connect back with us tonight and what happens. But in the meantime, please hit the like button. Please make sure you're subscribed. Turn on the bell. We appreciate it.
Let me put it out to the chat as we move through the card and whatnot, because cheap plug, over on my show, I did a solo pod. Basically, it was sort of an unfair comparison. It was like what we got at WrestleMania versus what we might get at SummerSlam, and I was trying to boost a bit of a comparison. So anybody that has anything to say about this, throw it down in the chat below or hit me up on Spaz Phoenix on X later on if you feel like it.
Yeah.
If I ask you right now, we're just off the cusp of the end of night two of of SummerSlam. What do you guys think in SummerSlam versus WrestleMania? Let me and Jake know, and it can be a separate conversation.
Look at that. I gave you your little logo right next to your name. So there we go. It's a little fancy. There we go. Sloppy, but fancy. Look at that.
15 years ago, I Googled what is a Phoenix logo, and I just never bothered to change it.
Never got the Phoenix finished. I gotta get that done. I paid the guy to finish it, but we never finished it. So gotta love that.
Does that mean I have to get a banana tattoo?
Absolutely.
I
already
get a tattoo on my banana.
Yeet. And I already signed you up with the tattoo artist and left a deposit, so you're getting that face tattoo. Like Boogie said, liar. Don't mention the drinks on the air. Yeah, no. It's the fizzy stuff that's in there. And granted, it'll be a great time. Try the Kool-Aid.
I don't know what happened. I went over to Jake's and he gave me a Jello pudding pop.
You woke up in the basement covered in Vaseline, and I told you don't ask any questions.
It wasn't the Vaseline I was worried about. It was the peanut butter in the goat.
Milo likes peanut butter. I told you this, and the goat is lactose intolerant, so I got to be careful. Thing loves cheese and dairy, but can't eat it. Edge of a cliff, that's how you handle those. She took my pop. Becky and Lyra, we knew everybody's
put a disclaimer on this like we did last night, where it's like we talked about wrestling eventually. I promise.
That's right. Oh, that's the fun of it. We're getting into it. It's not fully derailed yet. I just know, like, we've had so many issues between the computer stuff, and then I was being hacked by that weird thing that was going on. Like, I don't know. It's been a week of tech support and figuring shit out, and this chair just constantly sinking a little bit. I got to reset the piston. Whoop. Granted, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here to hang out for SummerSlam. I'm going for surgery Friday, so I'm not going to be able to walk for minimum 10 weeks. So I'm going to be doing a lot of content to keep myself sane, since I'm not going to be leaving these four walls. I'm going to depend on you all a lot. So help keep me sane so I don't go ahead and jump out the second story. Yay! On a live challenge, keep Jake going. Speaking of keeping me going, Becky, Lyra looked great coming out, in the sense of, like, she looked confident tonight. Her wings and all.
I was going to say we have another 2 pay-per-views to preview this weekend, but we don't. It's in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks, but they're
I'm
coming
going to Lincoln
up.
Park next weekend.
I know you are. Yeah, that's going to be a blast.
It is going to be a blast.
Here they were charging a ridiculous amount to go to, and I'm like, good thing I didn't get tickets.
I don't want to talk about how much I paid either, but
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know
the weekend after that, we've got Emergence and Triple Mania live and free on YouTube in English.
Emergence is going to be a lot of fun, but Triple Mania, I don't know if I'm covering it, but it's definitely going to be a good time, especially with all the WWE editions with Dom taking on Vikingo, right? That's at Triple Mania.
No, it's Dom, Vikingo, Dragon Lee, and El Grande Americano Dos.
Oh, okay.
Fatal 4-way. I don't know what else
even better.
Announced. Emergence, I know we're getting Trick versus Moose. There's a bunch of other stuff.
Hey, yeah, now somebody's going moose hunting. I'm fine with that. You notice tonight the audience was breaking their necks, like always, looking for the run-in. They knew Bayley was coming out there. It was all but written in stone once they said no count-out, no disqualification. And they tried to swerve people by saying, oh, Lyra definitely has to win, or else she could never challenge for the title again. Hint, hint,
as long
wink,
as
wink.
Becky has it.
Yes, with a little caveat. So they went through tables. They beat each other with kendo sticks. Eventually Becky got zip ties and handcuffed Lyra and hung her from the pole a la Cena and Randy Orton's I Quit match, and she laid into her.
Beat the shit out of her midsection.
They even made a Happy Gilmore 2 reference at one point with her, going to ham and hound there. I don't know if they want to mention MJF, but so then she gets the toolbox, and like I said, she's just beating the hell out of her and beat her up in the corner.
Becky brings out the toolbox, and you can't help but think of her hubby infamously pulling out a toolbox in a particular not so well received Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that was a great ending. Chant the other company's name that's not started yet.
disqualified in a Hell in the Cell match for kicking too much ass.
For being too much of a badass. Get out of here, boy. So after she grabbed the zip ties from the toolbox, like I said, she hung her up, beat the hell out of her, and she did a big leg drop. That was cool. She goes for the manhandle slam, and eventually Lyra uses the zip-tied hands like to go around her back, and she does a huge belly-to-belly suplex, basically the belly-to-belly. That was cool. Then she jumps off the chairs and gets a huge drop kick. They go to the outside. She's trying to use the turnbuckle to break the zip ties. Then she's going ahead and she's using the fire extinguisher, but it doesn't work. So she uses it on Lynch, and all right. And she works her over with the kendo stick, and eventually she broke free. Hey, look at that, So sadly, with zip ties
in a chair.
If it was behind her back, I can get it, but zip ties, I've seen it on, what was it, Mythbusters, stuff, whatever. We tried it, my wife and I, for the hell of it. And now that's the only way we can get off. We got to be zip tied together. But I definitely broke something in our brains that night. Granted, you go ahead and you don't do it hard. You just pull backwards with your elbows, like you're pulling your elbows into your ribs almost. And when you go backwards, it's something about the angle. When you pull, it snaps them. And
because you're creating
you're making like a fulcrum for your body. Go ahead and break it up, just one big
but
muscle.
you know what? It's a fictional device, right?
Yes. So I was fine with it. I was fine with her having to cut them, and so that didn't take away from it. But the fire extinguisher spot was silly. So
the fire extinguisher spot's always. I wish they would. It's
a classic. It's a staple, but yeah.
Yeah. But they sell it like it hurts or it burns or whatever. If they just sold it as, hey, they blew something in my face and I couldn't see because it was a visual deterrent.
Yes.
But they sell it like, hey, I wanted to do the mist, but I'm not Japanese and I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cloud airy. Yeah, so they fill the air with that stink.
I don't even know what you would say, because typically when you do the chair necktie and they throw somebody into the post and that's it.
But
she didn't. She did the chair necktie, but then she like pushed it down her midsection.
Yeah.
And she used it to kind of staple her. I don't know why I'm making hand motions since I'm not on screen, but they basically used it to like staple her into the front of the announce desk, and then she did the drop onto the face of it and basically Pilmanized her, but not obviously on the neck. But
but in
Pilmanized
the
her spine and her
abdomen,
arms, everything was stuck. Yeah,
exactly. So a bunch of cool spots. Like I said, I would have to again sit here like a TLC match, and all in all, they wrestled well, and they had enough time to continually sell. They had a great way of sowing doubt at first and being like, "Oh, Lyra's going to win. No, Becky's going to retain. No, Lyra's going to win." Finally, Bayley comes out and. That Nightwing to the outside, that looked like it really took the wind out of both of them. That hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bayley eventually grabs the chain and swings at Becky. She ducks. Bayley hits Lyra accidentally. We never know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know if Bayley's going to turn, but Becky retains Lyra in a no DQ, no count out match. 25 minutes later, cannot challenge Becky again. Awesome match.
They got time.
Not a 10 out of 10, but like an 8 out of 10, 4 stars. Surely I'd give this 4 stars. Bell to bell, it was very, very good.
I'm not taking points off for interference because the interference continues the story.
I want Lyra to go away from this though. So hopefully what happens really quick is that we get Bayley and Lyra to feud for a short period of time while Becky goes and finds a new person to feud with for the IC title, or Bayley and Becky feud over the IC, and then Lyra fucks off. That's I want to see her experiment, please. Yes, sign me up.
Like the same way. And
is that an left thing or
no? But what was he just threw me off. Thanks. The same way I want Naomi to kind of fuck off because I want to see Rhea and Io and get that match done properly. I don't want Lyra to fuck off, but I do kind of want to just wrap some 4 horsewomen history around that IC title and let Lyra do something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't think she's going to be a world champion anytime soon, but either for Naomi or for Stephanie, when Stephanie gets the title, that dreaded like first challenger, we know you're not going to win, but let's have a match challenger.
Yes.
Put Lyra in there. Because
great.
Now we only know her sort of triangle feud relationship with Bailey and Becky, and it's becoming very similar to what I say about Jade Cargill, who we only really know in the context of Jade, Naomi, Bianca.
I agree, because when you have them, Bianca to always consider, there's going to be something that someone's going to be left behind, something like it's just, you're always going to have that comparison made. Yes.
I don't know what you can do. I only know what you can do with this person.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I want Lyra to go do something. I would rather go see Lyra go and try and fail against a different person for a different title than even if she did get this title back at some point from people that I've seen her fight before.
And that's the thing.
Okay.
Who else is Lyra challenge right now? Zoe Stark's out, right? So Ivy Nile wouldn't be bad if they did something, but they would need a reason.
I feel like Lyra Kairi Sane could be something.
Oh, so you want Lyra to get injured? I gotcha.
Oh, fuck off, man. That's not cool.
You want her to get hurt? I knew it. There's that spaz side coming out. I knew it. No, Kyrie's...
I want her to go spread her wings, every pun intended.
Oh, okay, all her lips keeping clean. And she stole my chapstick.
And she pissed off Booker T.
Oh, boy. We never cease to kill the dead man.
Okay, seriously, where did we start that? We started that with him popping up at WrestleMania. I'm not getting dressed for this shit.
he didn't even have it, because they're like, oh, did you bring your gear? And he's like, for what? And they're like, the gear to bring. How did you end up all the way in the front?
Uniform.
Yeah.
I needs a divorce lawyer.
I need to go ahead and find me a new apartment.
These Blue Chew advertisements only go so far. I don't need Blue Chew. I'm the dead man. I'm always stiff.
I don't get to even see my kids on Christmas. The bitch got all the holidays.
I didn't even see my kids when they were shooting out at me.
Remember Jack Handy on SNL? They would have like those it'd be great if you had like super awfully depressed Undertaker, like ready to give up, just out there recording these messages.
I wasn't an SNL guy. I was a Mad TV guy.
Oh,
lowered expectation.
Yeah, close enough, I still love Spy versus Spy. Hey, I was a Mad TV guy as well, but
we know at least one of the Usos signed up for lowered expectations.
Yeah. Somebody had to be on the show. Fair point. My final takeaways from this match, I'd definitely give it 4 stars. It was really damn entertaining, and we knew what we were going to get. Jelly Roll got a big reaction afterwards. Good to see that he's saying, he's still selling the jaw pain, but he was there. Lose, win, don't matter. He's going to support, and he did. And I don't know if we're done with Jelly Roll.
Was in the crowd.
And he got a good reception. It wasn't a mixed thing. Thankfully, people there were respectful enough. If you weren't going to cheer, then you don't have to do anything at all. And a lot of people were like, oh, I'm not going to boo him, but I won't cheer him. Perfect.
Fair. Absolutely fair. Nobody's asking you to love the guy. Just don't be an asshole.
Yeah. And what has he done besides be his father's son recently? Yeah, besides, exactly. I know he all the shit with his former friend and that accident, but that aside, that who is he now? What has he been doing? And again, they don't think people can change.
Also, there's probably a conversation to be had about that too, but like time and place.
Yes, but the reason I say this is because they say people never change, and that's their stance with wrestling right now. And the MFTs. No, that's
Robert Downey Jr.
I kind of believe it. I kind of believe it in wrestling right now. People don't change because Solo Sikoa cannot do a fucking thing without help. He can't win a match. He's got to call on one of his cousins to get the fuck out here, stop up with all that bullshit, and figure it the fuck out. Why can you not be at a pinfall? Why can you not win a match? What? You can't even climb out the door, you lazy fuck. Like, he cannot get it done. There's not enough fucking happy pills in this room to even allow me to enjoy any of what Solo Sikoa gives us. I'm telling you, because I just...
Hey, take a blue pill, folks. Jake, breathe.
It didn't fucking work. It's goddamn stupid. Solo should not have the U.S. title. Jacob
Bro's taking
doesn't
a pause
need
for
the
the
belt.
cause, and now he's back to ranting.
I don't get it. Why can't, you know, we had more respect for the Shula Fala than we did for the U.S. title. He needed everybody to fight for him. We've got JC Mateo looking like Liz said, JC Potato. It's funny because it's true. What has he done? He's gotten his ass kicked like a dud spud. What has Tala Tonga done? He's been Tala, but he hasn't done any Tongan. And then
Well, he did on SmackDown.
Tonga Loa.
Tonga-ing.
Oh, he did. And then we got Tonga Loa, who's still unconscious in the ring right now. They just moved him to the side. He has not woken up yet. That shin to the head from Jacob. His calves and thighs are as thick as my fucking gut. That man is all gas, no break, straight muscle. As Booker said, he fucking likes it. I just don't understand. All he did was beat up the cage door, and then the referee opens the door for you, and then you're like, no. So the ref's got why? Just leave the door wide the fuck open. What is the point of the ref opening and closing the door? Just leave it open. Don't have a door. Lock it. And then you don't need it. Oh, that's a Hell in a Cell. Well, then don't have this stupid match. I don't want any outside interference. So bring them all in. And you know who's still really fucking useless? Jimmy. What did he do? He showed up, had the upper hand. Surprise, bitch. Super kick. Super kick. Oh, they threw him into the fucking Spanish table. He's dead.
He came back eventually.
Eventually, when it didn't matter.
Just taking a
The
nap.
match was over. He's like, oh, I gotta get my ass kicked by that tall motherfucker. He's like, that big son of a bitch and I, we ain't going down like that. Listen here, you Huck. I'm like, oh, Jimmy, you're gonna get me thrown off of social media saying shit like that. And he's like, I don't give a shit, you fucking Jimmy. I guess, you know, so I get the rage, but that motherfucker was unconscious, just like, you know, Tonga in the ring. So why Jacob beat every bit of them up and down. He whooped all their asses, all of them. And then, you know, Spud Potato opens the door and he's basically climbing out, and then, he stops Solo from escaping. And the taller asshole swings the cage door into his head, which should have hit Solo's as well if they did it right. And Solo escaped through the cage. He couldn't pin him. He couldn't climb over the top because his big ass is only good at thumbing people and getting help. Spaz, it made no goddamn fucking sense for him to hold this title. This is not... where like, oh, you just don't like the wrestlers, gimmick, and that's no. This was badly booked. It's not just a Solo Sikoa thing. The story behind this is ridiculous because Jacob Fatu has all of their numbers. As soon as they showed up to SmackDown in a car, we featured it the night Paul was there for the 4th of July episode. He beat up everybody and destroyed the car before the security could show up. Jacob doesn't, you know what I mean? Even if it is all interference. So what this does is it hurts Jacob Fatu because now he didn't regain his title. Maybe it doesn't damage him with fans, but these things build up in the fans' mind. We've had a lot of monsters, and then when you make them lose and you make them lose, they don't feel the same. And eventually you look at them and you're like, whatever. That's what happened to Rusev. That's what happened, to quite a few big people throughout time. Big Show especially. I want these things to matter, and sadly, Talatonga is just another henchman instead of this, extremely tall, lanky, strong son of a bitch. We've got to deal with nonsense. And this Solo match was definitely, my dad's mids from 1960s version of weed, just straight stems and seeds. This was bad, mold covered, no dust. I really didn't like this. It just devalues cage matches, Spaz. It makes them... The concept, you cannot get in or out. We got to keep everybody out. And then they never keep anybody out anymore. Like, what? Why have them? Oh, well, that's what we have the chamber for. That's what we have the Hell in a Cell. Well, then make everything Hell in a Cell. Get rid of the cage matches. Because if you're saying people can interfere anyways, then what is the point? Would it be a terrible idea to put a roof on a cage and keep the door sealed during the match? Now you have to win pinfall, submission, or knockout. That's it. No more climbing out. Fans would go nuts. Or make it a fight pit. Do something. I know I broken Spaz in the background, but I just
Oh no, I understand where you're coming from, because like the one frustration that we have when we talk about wrestling is
yeah.
I think every now and then, no, my buddy, you take a minute and breathe.
Yes.
I want to show you
You
some sympathy.
paint your picture.
I want to show you no, I want to show you some sympathy as a friend, because the one thing we can never ever do as
Misery.
wrestling fans, as content creators, we can't tell the future. It's not
True.
as if we have a crystal ball. It's not as if you in particular don't have a friend and a co-host that might have said to you at some point on a preview, this match is going to be nonsense, but it's going to tell you what War Games is going to be. I can't imagine you having a friend like that that would be able to see into the future and say, this is going to be nonsense. It's going to suck. It's going to be a dog's breakfast for the greater good of War Games.
I see it now. It's incredible. It's a
bullshit.
Like I said, no, it's like a Nostradamus. It's from the heavens descend the prophet, the oracle, the all-seeing, all-knowing Phoenix.
It's a better name than puke.
Spaz was right. Spaz was right. Give me 16 seconds, some time to record some vocals, and I'll get you an AI backing band track about Spaz was right. For tomorrow, the Raw review, I will have a song dedicated to Spaz being right. Because that will not only placate his ego, but you are right. You are owed it. With the total travesty of a state that my streaming setup is in since the update destroyed everything. I mean, usually I got shit that happens here and there's a bunch of stuff, as you've seen, and it was all gone, every bit of it. Like I nuked it from day one, just started right the fuck over. And I did that like 2 hours before the show started. So we're managing, and I thank you all for working through the kinks here. Hopefully the volume and everything on your guys' end is still good, crystal clear. Spaz sounds great. And of course he does, but Spaz was right. I'm gonna have to just admit that
when you lose this match to me, I want you to take a microphone and say, Spaz told the truth.
I gotta chant it. Spaz was right. Spaz was right. Spaz was
truth.
Spaz told the truth. We might see Karrion Kross not admit that that Sammy was right. We might see Sammy say, "Hey, truth, you were right," because Sammy's not only a bitch but a total cunt too.
I love the fact that over 2 nights, 2 things happened that everybody told me. Everybody up until midnight on Friday told me it wasn't going to happen. Well, I mean, Seth can't cash in. He's injured. It's definitely not a work. It's definitely not a work. There's not going to be a cash in. They're not going to be silly enough to give. They're not going to be silly enough to give his briefcase. Oh my God! Why would you ever want a big star like Brock Lesnar to come back? Don't you know he's on TKO's ban list?
That's the thing here. I
love that they've taken the Tessa Blanchard approach to this.
I didn't really deny that Seth was going to cash in. I just didn't want to believe it because it felt so predictably lazy. Like, oh, he's not injured.
Oh, it doesn't make sense.
And the reason they did it, that I knew that they were going to do it, but I couldn't give into it. And I had told you in conversations that I'm like, I don't. Obviously, I feel like this is what's going to happen, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Punk and Seth continue to feud again and again and never. I know they can have an ongoing rivalry, but I didn't want it to be active. Since Punk's been here, I feel like all he's done is deal with Seth. It's like enough. He's that ever looming fucking poltergeist.
His feud of the year last year was
with Drew, yeah, no doubt. But I feel like Seth is always just lingering over him, like this smog over LA. Like it's just you don't want to deal with it, but eventually you're gonna have to. If that makes more sense.
Where you're coming from, but I disagree, because I think what hangs over CM Punk more in a positive way, let me be clear, this is a positive hanging over thing. What hangs over Punk more than the Seth thing, because the Seth thing, like it appears and it transpires and it just happens. The one thing that hangs over CM Punk, because they keep reminding us about it and not doing it, which is why I'm thinking about WrestleMania next year, is him and Cody.
That's such a long ways out,
It is, I know.
Especially if they, Imagine if they make us wait to that point to even have Seth and Punk face. Never mind him and Cody. People are saying, oh, this is going to be Mania. Seth and Punk is Mania. I don't think so. I think you're right about the War Games thing. I think it's going to be Team Punk versus Team Seth, but...
Seth and Sammy is WrestleMania. Punk and Cody is WrestleMania.
I'm sorry. That works better.
With all due respect to Seth Rollins, and this is not a dig, as far as my interest, as far as like behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, yes, Spaz is a tribal fan, get over it things.
Yeah.
There is nothing, and I'm not even saying it's the best match we could get right now. I'm sure there's 100 great match combinations we could get right now. There is nothing more intriguing to me right now than Cody versus Punk.
Yes, and Spaz, did you see Bradley in the chat? They tagged you. They're saying him and Dale, Bradley and Dale, were telling everybody in the Wrestling for Life network, check out those guys. Awesome. They do live stream reactions of the show as it's happening. So we do the review afterwards. They're on during. So he said the same thing.
I mentioned Lesnar every now and then, but I was more so mentioning Jericho just to troll KJ.
It was funny, though, to watch so many people, including myself, be like, I don't think Lesnar would come back. You know, it was such a stir and never know. But I didn't write it off.
But there's a difference. There's a difference between somebody like you saying, I don't think it's going to happen. I will even take somebody that comes to me and says, you know what? Like, yeah, Lesnar's a big deal, but I don't think WWE needs him. I don't think WWE needs him, to be fair.
I was confident.
But it's the people. But it's the people that sit on their thing and they try to preach it to you as fact. They try to come at you from like, oh come on, Spaz, don't be silly. Don't you know they won't associate with somebody like that? He's on their block list. Da 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 da. Except he's not, because he came out at the end of the show and shut you all up.
Exactly.
Because your two biggest. I mean, I don't know what you call CM Punk right now. He's a face, but he's not. He might be a bigger star. He's not the biggest baby face in the company.
Okay,
that's
yes,
Cody.
that's
Cody.
Yes, that's a great way of putting it.
Generationally, that's John Cena. Right now, it's Cody. You had your two biggest baby faces go head to head in a baby face versus baby face match, and the entire air got let out of the balloon by a wrecking ball.
Yeah, and it worked.
Who's going to do more damage than Mercedes Moné does to 8 different women's divisions on the indies?
Brock came in
and
like
it just
a
made me smile.
wrecking ball. Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Because I'm petty, and like I say, Bradley, you guys over there at the Wrestling for Life chat know that I can be a little bit petty sometimes. I don't even care if it's good. The fact that Lesnar is there is such a middle finger to so many things that drive me nuts in wrestling and outside of wrestling. This is like
major Tessa for you. This is the Enzo.
Netflix brings back one more season of House of Cards and brings back to life Frank Underwood, played by you know who.
Yes.
Disney does another season of The Mandalorian and brings back Gina Carano. Roseanne airs again, and Roseanne gets to be on it.
She's no longer unalived. She's been brought back.
Yeah, like
Michelle's favorite show, so I need to resurrect Roseanne.
I'm not getting dressed for this shit.
It still goes hard. I would give the solo match a 1 star out of 5. Jacob almost killed himself doing that moonsault from the top of the cage. There's no reason.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. Remember when we were kids in school, right? And you got the pencils, and the pencils had the little round erasers on the pencils, right?
Yes.
But if you went to the dollar store or whatever, you got the bigger erasers that went on the pencils, and they were kind of like triangularly shaped.
Yeah.
Like the extra big eraser heads.
Yes.
It's kind of what Tongaloa's head looks like.
Yeah, and they went ahead and
I don't dislike him, but his head looks like an eraser.
And he got squished down flat by all that freaking calf.
They faked a car accident. They faked a car accident, and he still got hurt.
Yes, so that should sell it. I wish it didn't make cage matches such a silly joke and make it feel
Brad,
foolish.
I know I'm not. I'm one of the ones that's at least openly petty.
Damn straight.
I tell them,
listen, girl,
you
I'll
guys
be petty.
are way too nice. I'm tribal as shit.
This did do
I like
a
AEW?
pretty good job.
If he dies, he dies.
SummerSlam did a good job of building me into Clash in Paris so far. I'll tell you that much, because I am intrigued by Naomi and Stephanie Vacour. I like that Nikki was like, how do I say your name again? That did make me chuckle. And we're also obviously, you know, we've got a decent build so far, I think, on the way there. So, you know, it's going to be exciting. All in all, they said it's going to air what time? 2 Eastern, I think it is, for Clash. So that's Sunday, August 31st at 2 p.m.
Oh, that means we're
Eastern
gonna
time.
get weirdly timed Raws and SmackDowns too, doesn't it? Because are they doing a SmackDown and the pay-per-view, or SmackDown and Raw and the pay-per-view?
I will have to check. I'm not sure. That's a good question.
I ask good questions.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do. Yeah, but it's 2 p.m. for Clash in Paris.
What was the politician thing from The Simpsons? I think it's wonderful that we live in a world where people can ask questions, because a question without an answer is a statement. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, The Simpsons comes back to it. What's a gime?
You know what I will say? I will say WWE, my friends at the WWE, Mr. Paul Levesque. He spells it kind of funny. It looks like Levesque, but he's a good guy. Very, very jacked. You would never believe it. They put on the best pay-per-view. It's fantastic.
As much as The Simpsons were crude for their day, comparing themselves to other comics and whatnot, you know, comedies, it wasn't strictly for kids, but kids could watch it because there was the adult themed stuff in there, but it was also very well written. But there was morals in there. There was a story. You know, all sitcoms had that, you know, don't do drugs kind of story layered within it. And Simpsons often had some type of, you know, resonating material that was supposed to help. And most of what we get today, especially the content creators on YouTube, you're not getting that with kids anymore. You're just getting distraction,
now you
colors.
Get to have a show depending on the color of your junk.
That too, you know. Mine's
what
purple.
I will say as
so.
well, though, and it's true with The Simpsons, but I go back to the example that we were using from last night of Married with Children, and I found after that show went off the air, they did like a reunion show like 5 years later, and I didn't find it on YouTube till about 10 years later. But they had David Faustino on there, and he said, you know, people always said our show was really like, you know, gross and disrespectful and rah. We were such a dysfunctional family, and we all yelled at each other. But if you watch Married with, and he says this, and it's true because I've gone back and watched like old episodes and whatever, right? They bit each other's heads off all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a normal family does. But as soon as somebody fucked with any one of them, family unit, you're fucked. And that was the
they
really
all
cool
come
thing.
together.
Exactly. Like you know, Kelly's the daughter and she's slutty and whatever, but you know, they run into a guy at the theater that was a dick to her or whatever, and Al just goes and thumps him and throws him out of the building. Like,
yeah, because no one's gonna mess with my family but me. Exactly. And that was the lesson we had too.
But it's the whole idea of like, yeah, we're going to pick on each other. We're going to have arguments, but like, we're not going to let anybody else fuck with us. Like,
yeah.
There's a direct correlation between that and wrestling fans, I think. And I don't know why I just got myself on this tangent, right? Because you and me, and it could be
and everybody,
it could be Liz or Mr. Pico or RoboCop or Bradley or the guys over at Wrestling for Life or whoever. We can all bite each other's heads off. We can all bite each other's heads off over who does what, and the fact that AEW's crap and WWE's the A show and Naomi doesn't really need to exist and all that kind of thing. And we can have those debates. Yes. But as soon as somebody outside of wrestling that shits on wrestling comes into enters the chat, so to speak, like the troops are united. And you can fuck off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
I totally get it.
I'm finding a really shitty way to say it.
But my soul's up high. Really cool. No,
absolutely. We are all brought together by the fact that we know, like, the chosen thing that brings us all together. We know how the rest of the world sees it. So
the common interest.
We're not even common interest. Like, we're brought together in defense.
Yes, knowing
does that make sense?
That shit, it's fake though. You know those things. So yeah, absolutely. And you know, I agree with you
Mr. Nico
entirely
saying right
on
there,
that.
Shockmaster gets shit on, but he's still in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. And there's many instances like that. And canceling people is certainly very weird
Popular.
nowadays. It is a popular thing, but you look at how it works, and then can people come back from it? But then there's other people that different timing maybe or circumstance themselves, or just doesn't come to light the same way, and they get away with it or don't get canceled. I mean, it's very uneven.
Cancel culture,
there's no equity in canceling. Culture,
we talked a lot about in the past little while people going around and shitting on people like Chelsea Green, people like Nick Hogan, people like that for mourning the death of Hogan, which is shitty behavior. Let's not do it. I don't know where it actually started, but Jimmy Corderas, who's a really good follow on X, if you guys aren't following him, I suggest you go follow him. Somebody pushed him over the line on something. I don't know what the topic was. He was basically talking about like, why do you speak so highly of WWE? It's like, yeah, I'm going to pitch for the winning team type thing.
Exactly, but it makes sense. It works.
He took his post down, and people started like bombarding him with screenshots of the post. He put the post back up. It was like, here, I don't give a fuck anymore. Good. So if you go on Twitter now, we're getting I don't give a fuck version of Jimmy Corderas, and it's awesome.
That's what needs to happen.
People are telling him like, oh, he's supporting the wrong company, and that's not very Canadian of you. So being a Canadian or being a proud, speaking as a Canadian, so you're telling me a proud Canadian means I have to pretend that AEW is good?
You can't be a proud Canadian. You know what it's all about.
That's about as, but it's about as stupid and brainless. And this is where I'm not shooting any guns anywhere else. I'm aiming them right at my own home country. Like, it's as stupid
in
as
Minecraft.
Yeah, pretty much water guns and such. But like this whole idea that, oh, you're not a true Canadian if you haven't in the past 6 months decided that you hate America.
Yes.
Like, which is way more serious and real life stuff is happening and whatnot. But like, you're telling the guy that it's anti-Canadian to not pretend that AEW is like, what are we doing here?
You have to go ahead and go with it, you know.
He tried, but it's just, I watched it happen in real time because my feed is a hornet's nest anyways, of people telling me that I'm everythingist. But like, he made the statement, he took it down. Everybody bombarded him with the screenshots. It's like, are you going to be like this? Fear.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the point of apologizing? What's the point of doing any of it? Exactly. No, it just all should come down to the Soul Snatcher.
Because I think it could come out of anywhere.
Bradley's asking if you saw the clip that KJ put up, his rant about AEW fans from a couple of Fridays ago.
No, I haven't. Oh, maybe you did. If it's that might have been the one. If you sent
toxic
it to
AEW fans.
Yes, I did see that. He went ahead and literally goes off. I got to find out if I can play the whole, play it at some point on here because I wanted to feature it the other day. It was epic. I usually try and ask beforehand.
This is where I say, like, people say I shout out the Wrestling for Life guys a lot. I do, because they're better people than me.
They're great guys, and they're very helpful.
They're honest, and
they're great to people.
They have the same. Yeah, but they have the same criticisms as I do, but they're still very balanced about it. You watch KJ go into a Wednesday night watch along for Dynamite, and he's always got the whole, come on guys, we always enter in with hope, and I'm like,
exactly.
And I'm doing the Drago from Rocky IV. If he dies,
it dies. Right? Yeah, but no, you're right, and I'm trying to look for it. I know you sent me, but they basically always, worry about people's mental health. They want to go ahead and have that sense of community, so everybody feels like they're together and not alone in this hectic day-to-day lives, and that's why we're all bound together by wrestling. And like you said, we come together in a defensive manner. So already, I think sometimes people get off to the wrong start rather than seeing like, hey, we can have different opinions, but we're still loving the same thing. At the end of the day, people take that defensive nature and end up closing off from others. And a lot of it is social media based. I've said it before, but like when my daughter was going to school, like any bullying you have, when I was in school, when you went home, it was done. Like I got away from the bullies. Now there's fake profiles and people, slandering your name and sending you death threats and all sorts of crazy stuff. It just never ends. Liz did say earlier, we didn't get a chance to butt in, but they're doing SmackDown in Paris. So Clash is on Sunday, SmackDown's on Friday. And he said Triple H states that John Cena wanted Brock Lesnar for his retirement tour. One of the first things I said to Cena was, who do you want and how? And he says we're working through that. So that is pretty crazy that Cena wanted to work with Lesnar, you know, part of his last year. I still hope he wants, you know, to face Joe Hendry. It's seeming less and less likely.
Yeah.
But
What I like about
thank
this
you,
is
Liz, for
everybody
that
was
bit of
saying,
news.
like, how do you turn Cena babyface on a dime? And most people's reaction was, well, just make his next opponent Logan Paul. Which
Yeah.
I won't lie, I am kind of curious about Logan Paul versus John Cena.
Well,
Like,
it
I
worked with
wouldn't
them in a
mind
tag match, and that kind of was like the precipice for
Yeah.
change that came upon Cena as he saw
wouldn't-
him being a dick.
The day they turn Dominic Mysterio babyface, I want to see babyface Dom versus Logan. But I sent you the link. I don't know if you want to keep it for future reference to the KJ thing because it's really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we've gone off on all kinds.
Where
of
did you
tangents
send it?
as
Is the
we do.
question.
Messenger.
Okay. I don't see it yet, but
Oh, I just got a pop up that says you saw it.
there we go. Now it loaded.
This is us doing live stream meeting right
Yes,
on the
indeed.
stream.
I'll pull this up when we go ahead. We're second to last match now, so when we finish the end, we'll get through. And actually, you know what? It's loading now. Here we go. Now it.
Hey.
I was waiting to see if it would actually pop up or if it was going to give me a hard time. We'll go ahead and check out the beginning of it, and I'll go ahead and put this
Cena
in the
wants
chat.
Carlito's bodyguard Jesus to revisit the stabbing storyline. Let's go.
You know, and it would be pretty funny. I mean, we'll see. So we got this over yonder. Let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. I got to give you guys some sound. Hold on.
Started this, and I praised AEW
when AEW was cooking,
day in and day out and day in and day out. And then what happened is AEW slipped.
Yeah.
And as always, we call it the way we see it. Now, unfortunately, and this is what I've been dealing with this week, AEW fans can't handle the truth. And they will augment, change. And I'll be honest, I think there's a contingent of fans out there, and this is not all AEW fans. This is not all wrestling fans. There is a toxic bubble of underbelly, sad, pathetic AEW fans that are holding on to some hope of, I don't know what. They don't work for the company. Like, if your favorite band puts out a bad song, do you lie and tell people it's great anyway? You watch a company that we're selling out buildings, 20,000 people, 18,000 people, the whole fucking building screaming CM Punk before the show even starts.
Theaters.
Now they're putting 1,100. That is a drop off. That is a decline. Now, again, guys like Mike will come in and say,
these guys, I mean, I really enjoy watching them both for the watch alongs, and that's a great point. And it's like that parasocial level to things and how it taints and blurs your reviewing perception on events. Like, you see something and you don't like it, but you're like, oh, I have to like it because Jim Cornette says he hates it. Well, Jim doesn't even just, they act like Jim blindly hates things, and he would complain, but he didn't complain for complaining's sake like people made out to be. That's Meltzer arguing with AI and Grok in the corner crying. And I love when Meltzer like quotes somebody where like he hasn't been mentioned. It has nothing to do with him. No one that he follows is even in, he just Googles himself and yeah, paints up, buddy. But thanks to those guys at the Wrestling for Life Network. Check them out on YouTube. I put them in the chat. They're also in Friends of the Show on the main page. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. The fifth and penultimate match was Dom and AJ. So we got to mention Poppy AJ coming out with the lowrider. That was really cool. He had his son with him, and they were enjoying, Viva la Raza. They were having some fun with it. The son was, eyeing up the girls, being like, you want to go for a ride? Come here, girl.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. Dominic looked badass coming out there, and the sun finally started to disappear, and it was now where you got to see the fans, kind of lit up, and this was like, oh, I wish this is when it started. I wish it started at the 7 o'clock hour, not, so because with it being darker, it just makes it so much better. That stage was massive. It was so impressive. It looked incredible. And I know it's just, they just had the screens. Still, to that quality size, to make it look that detailed. No,
I'm echoing again.
Yeah, I got to switch it back over. Just so you're hearing yourself.
Wait.
Yeah. But, let's see. Where is it? I think it's Wendy's Bad Boys. We'll see if that works. Granted, lo and behold, with all of it, it was a really great setup. The pyro would have looked, as it did, better at nighttime, so much better. Like the opening pyro, I don't think I saw at all, honestly. Were you able to see any of it at that point? Oh, did I mute you? Did we lose you? We'll see what happened here. Hold on. I may have had I have the wrong thing. Hold on, my bad. There we go. Now try talking, sir.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Now we can. It puts you in the wrong D set. Sorry about that.
All right, and I'm not hearing myself, which is also good. No, I was just gonna say, like,
on the fly. Look at that.
We're figuring shit out. I lost my train of thought again. Fuck me.
That's what happens.
No, I think they pretty much achieved what they achieved yesterday, in the sense of it's never ideal doing pyro in the daytime, but they seem to make it somewhat effective. I do like, excuse me, that Ripley, who doesn't really have any pyro anyway, she always has the sound, like the concussion pyros,
blast, yeah, which is awesome.
But they had that big explosion on the stage for her of the purple smoke, which looked
I
really
wish
cool
they would add that in for
effect.
Everything. I wish they would add that purple smoke going forward. Like, whose entrance was really great was Ray Phoenix. I know. I just wish they would add it. But Ray Phoenix's entrance looked really cool with Andrade. You got Andrade down in front. He teeps over, and then all the way the pyro goes off quickly. Then, like in succession, then it stays on.
Yeah. The only thing they didn't have for him was the what do you call it? The pinwheel thing that he usually has.
Yeah, for Penta.
Well, no, they have one for Ray too, don't they?
No. I'm saying though, like I like the one for Penta more than I like Ray's. And
okay, gotcha.
I think they should just stick with it for Penta and have Ray do the other type of pyro. I just think keep them a little bit more individualized, but regardless, doesn't hurt anything.
There's a lot of people out there today and whatever that are sort of doing that half and half. Well, there's nothing wrong with the Ray and Andrade team, but it should be the Lucha Brothers. Says who?
Says why? I mean, they're going to team up eventually. Let it happen. Let it be organic and natural when the time calls for it. I don't want them to just be like, oh, we're brothers, we have to put you together because there's a tag title tournament. No, let something happen.
Or not even like that, but like, okay, yes, obviously we address like what people do in other companies. Like, hell, yesterday they were addressing CM Punk's time in ROH, and who thought they would have touched that? But they were talking about Naomi being the former TNA champion. They did bring it up on the kickoff yesterday. They had AJ just out there on stage talking about his trip back to TNA.
Yeah, and how he enjoyed it. Really cool. I was very happy to see that.
But there's a thing about it, like yes, we acknowledge what you did in other places, but just because you did that in other places doesn't mean you have to do it here.
Exactly, and like, a lot of times people try to change up their characters and change up their.
I hate to use an AEW example, right? And it's somebody that I like and respect and whatever in AEW, which is an endangered species. But like, I'm a dickhead. But Adam Copeland is a cut and paste. We're going to bring in Edge in everything but name.
Yeah, they just carbon copied Edge, but changed the player card. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, and I mean, that's fine. That's what we know of him. I mean, to be fair, I popped when CM Punk showed up over there and he was still able to use Cult of Personality.
I was happy too. And they almost didn't let that through, which was funny enough. Living Color thought that they were like snaking him. He's like, is this you?
I like the fact that he got them to reissue the music so that they could get more of the royalties when he came back to WWE.
Smart.
It's almost like WWE does things more properly. Anyway,
speaking of smart, I love that there was no Judgment Day involvement here.
Exactly.
There was no Liv Morgan. There was no interference. It was Dom. It was AJ. Dom used his, Eddie's mojo in him to go ahead, and he unzipped his boot knowing the calf crusher was coming, and he gets out of it. I don't understand how hitting someone with a boot is any different than kicking them with a boot, but whatever. That granted, you're still hitting him with something hard. And then he does the frog splash, and he got the pin. I was like, oh, AJ is kicking out. He's kicking out. It's only been 10 minutes. It was a 10-minute and like 45-second match. It was super quick compared to everything else. It was a great match. I would give this at least 3.75, maybe 4 stars as well. Like, this was very entertaining, but maybe 3.5. But it left a lot to look forward to. I want to see them wrestle again, and I really want to see.
Run it back,
I want to. They desperately needed to go longer. I wasn't disappointed that with what we got. I just want more, and that's a good thing to have. But sometimes you don't want to be left wanting too much more. You want to be full, not bloated, and you also want to be full. Yeah, not stuffed and not starving.
I'll compare this to the main event in the way of like when I was thinking about what could happen in this match, I was thinking, oh, this person could interfere, that person could interfere. I had this thing in the back of my head where AJ just went to TNA for Slammiversary, and his main reason for being there was he came out and he put over Leon Slater, right? Which was a really cool moment. X Division history with AJ Styles obviously is what it is. And I thought it would be really cool if Dom came down there and he had like maybe just one of the Judgment Day, like JD in his corner, and coming out as a surprise to level off the playing field was Leon Slater showing up at a WWE show.
Yes.
So I was fantasy booking all these kind of ideas. And then when we got to the end and it was just a match with these guys going out and doing their shit, I'm like, I'm surprised by that more, and I like it. And that's kind of how I felt about the main event. We talked about it earlier, the fact that like the nonsense happened after.
Exactly.
Rather than during. And this one didn't have any nonsense at all.
It was just straight up, straight through. They wanted to keep that shit off and away and give you a straight up match. Like, hey, let's enjoy this. This is good. And, that was what I wanted. I wanted to see a straight up fight with all the other stipulations tonight, with all the other chaos and chicanery. I genuinely think that they did a good service to both people here by letting them be excellent in the ring, and to be able to kind of keep a bit of the prestige with the IC title by not having all the chicanery and fuckery and dusty finishes, as you mentioned. It was just straight up. Yeah, did he cheat? Yes, he hit him with the boot, but same thing as if he kicked him with the boot.
It's cheating in a different category, though. Like, the cheating that they did in this match was not the same as, oh, I'm not winning the match, so I'm going to roll out of the ring and grab a chair. No, I loosened my boot. I made somebody look the wrong way while I was doing some fuckery.
Yeah, and you wanted to make sure that it's like, hey, I didn't get caught, but
the fact that, what was it, when they did have the chair in there and Dom did the whole like fake getting hit with the chair.
Yes. And then AJ wraps it around his neck.
And then AJ wrapped it around his neck and fell down.
So good. See, that's the stuff I've enjoyed from AJ. This character work is great.
Yes. And the thing is, like, AJ, like, Dom is still, because a lot of people are still on board with his character where it's like he's in the Judgment Day, but he's the loser of the group. Meanwhile, he's like snuck up and become a pretty good wrestler underneath that character.
Yeah.
AJ doesn't need to prove himself the same way Dom does, but he does need to prove himself in the way that he just hasn't done anything in a while.
And he hasn't, like, and we haven't gotten much. What have we gotten for an IC title defense run from Dom? What have we gotten? You know what I mean? It's like time. AJ hasn't wrestled in forever either, really. They did it on Raw, yes, but I'm saying before this feud, it's been a while, so... especially anything meaningful for AJ, and for Dom, I mean, he's still going, but
what would work?
He didn't do much.
I'm thinking about like what would people do next, and looming over the past couple of months has been, there's a rumor, there's going to be soon, there's going to be a draft soon, there's going to be work.
He didn't do much.
Bring Carmelo Hayes over to Raw
that would be interesting.
After Dom turns babyface, because I think he's going to.
Yes, Carmelo I still think he's turning babyface.
Carmelo Hayes versus babyface Dom.
Yeah.
It could be something. I don't know what, but like, it's just like, I want to look at it type of thing.
Yeah.
It's
I get it.
Eventually, I think Tiffany Stratton will be coming to Raw. and we're finally
Yeah.
going to get the Tiffany and Rhea feud, whether it's for a title or not, I don't know.
But that's
Send
got
Naomi
money in
back to
it.
SmackDown,
See,
or like
Tiffany's
Saturday
good in the
night's main
ring.
event or something.
Tiffany needs somebody, I feel like a bit more of a veteran to call it at times, or to
Yeah.
help keeping her going, because that match yesterday with Jade was just sloppy for sloppy's sake. And Tiffany's not usually like that. She even got good, compelling matches out of Nia. So
Exactly. Nia's underrated as a leader in the ring.
she's
And
been
Tiffany
doing
Stratton,
improvedly better.
Tiffany
Yes.
Stratton can't lead a match yet, but I don't think, like, being a good wrestler and being able to lead a match are two different skill sets. And the
Yeah.
fact that you can't lead a match doesn't mean you're not a good wrestler. The ability to be, like, people that are good at leading can't necessarily take direction, and you get the opposite problem. So the ability to be led is a skill that's underrated.
Yeah. And being able to guide people through that is pretty much what gets you. I like the humor in this match. I like the serious nature of it. I like them, Dom doing everything he could, messes with the turnbuckle pad for the ref to get, distracted, doing the, Eddie stuff with the chair. And it was fun. I just wish they gave them more time. And
I think it's kind of cool that AJ got to come out with his kid in the lowrider, because Dominic was initially at SummerSlam all those years ago as somebody else's kid.
yeah. And,
Nice little touch
people
there.
are like, oh, how did he know he was going to go for the calf crusher? Well, he already went for it once, and he knew that Dom was close to tapping then, so why would he not try it
Because
again?
he's watched tape and he knows what the person's finisher is.
Yeah.
And also that's what the story said to do. Like, what are we doing here?
Exactly. This gets like 3.25, 3.5 stars, because it was a really good match, but just too short from these two. Like, as soon as it felt to me like it got really compelling and the story was finally elevated, it was like, oh, here we go. Match is over. What's going on, Mr. Kincaid?
I'm going 4.25 on the basis that it really over delivered, because I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I did think it was going to be like a let up between some of the heavier matches.
Yeah.
And it was that. But even though it was that, it still delivered way more than I thought. The fact that Dominic was out on his own, which was a really cool creative choice. The fact that AJ was they wanted to do some Eddie tribute stuff, but doing it with Dom, who's technically still a heel right now, gets sloppy from a storytelling point of view. So let AJ do the tribute spots and just play it off as he's playing mind games with Dom.
And that would work.
All of that was brilliant. And friggin', when was the last time AJ had ring gear that cool? Like, let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
It's all variations of like the P1 and a single color of something.
I got people saying
also,
justice for Janelle Grant right now because of Lesnar. She's like, fuck WWE, fuck Lesnar, fuck the fans. Justice for Janelle Grant. But didn't Lesnar never did anything with Janelle? I thought that she even admitted. She just said that he was offered to her by Vince. And he texted saying, like, no, that's for you, or something like that. He said no to Vince, though. He was like, that's a you thing.
We can do it on the live, right?
If you're gonna go ahead, you got to yeet, because Liv did not return. So if you're going to, just let me know. And hold on, I'll feed through your video here. So hold on a second. Let me.
Liv, why can you have come back?
All right,
All
hold
the
on.
support, it causes me public shame.
Hold on 1 second. Let me edit this down a little bit for you here, so I go ahead and make it a bit more visible for you.
Of my word.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Wait until we get in there. You're gonna have to.
Oh shit! I told you to say your camera. I told you to say your camera. What? So
yeah, hold on.
I feel like we're being taken into a drug deal.
Right. He's got to yeet, though. He's got to
wish it was that.
in the market. So he thought, he assumed incorrectly that she was returning. Liv Morgan was coming back. And I said, I'm not so sure Liv will be there, Cody. And he fought adamantly, saying Liv will be there. Now he's yeeting.
Liv Morgan has now been reincarnated as Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Let's get that yeeting.
You're gonna get me kicked out of this.
You don't got to be loud, so you just got to be vocal enough. You could even just go up to the counter and be like, I just came back from WWE. Do you know Jey Uso? And if they say no, then you go and yell, not super loud, just be like, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. And say, now you do it. Try and get him to yeet with you. Tell him you're on the radio and you're going to win a prize if you get them to yeet with you.
All right.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jake with WMRQ,
I just
Waterbury,
came back from
Hartford.
a wrestling event. You know Jey Uso? Yeah. Oh, you do? Oh, I got 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Yes.
Yeah, is he going to eat with you or what?
Okay. You're welcome.
Just the amount of public humiliation you got to go through.
I did it, okay?
Just like you, it's a half-ass attempt, but I will celebrate your honor. You
Sorry,
did go
man, the
ahead
sound
and...
cut out. You're going to have to do it again.
Oh, look at that. You had no sound. You got to go ahead and do it one more time.
That was the most...
Run it back one more time for the good times.
He wants to go ahead and have it live forever. Oh, thank you, Cody.
Thanks
At least you stuck with it. We're gonna have to get you in public, though. We're gonna go ahead and possibly kidnap you at some point and throw you in the middle of a Walmart and pull possibly somewhat similar to. You ever seen Die Hard 3?
You said hard.
It cut out.
Have you ever seen Die Hard 3? Die Hard with a Vengeance? I'm not sure if you have, but they make Bruce Willis wear this sign in the African American section of Harlem that says he hates N-words. So we're not going to do that, but I've got a few ideas for you that involves a poster board, bananas, and a change jar.
Oh my!
I think it might be fun. We'll set you up.
You guys are lying. It did not cut out.
But unfortunately, you're skipping. But we got you.
Night.
All right, bud. We'll catch you in a little bit. Thank you. You
okay, I'm out.
You will be yeeted. Don't you worry. We're gonna get you yeeted out of here.
Save the pain, but no, just the awkward.
I'm not feeling you. I'm not feeling you in that moment.
Oh.
The moment I was like, you gotta
Is this good enough?
Oh, let's see. That they're still trying to get you to yeet. I don't know.
That?
I will say what you gave us was good enough. We'll leave you with that, my good friend. Don't you worry. I'm still going to get you. It was good enough. I'm going to get you to sometime soon be in public, though. Don't you worry. Consider it a show promotion.
So a gas station isn't. The gas station isn't public enough for you.
It was public enough. You got a few people to look at you with cross-eyed, stares.
Bro, you got to do it in like a town square.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get you maybe even a table we could set up, but we'll get you some poster board, and we're gonna say we're trying to send you back to Orlando because that's where you got your concussion that changed you, and now you need to raise money so you can get back to Orlando. Because if you ride the roller coaster in reverse, you think it's gonna help fix you. I think that's a great plan.
Sitting in a hot car.
I see that.
A folding table and a placard that says AEW sucks. Change my mind.
What's that?
Oh God. I don't think you can hear us, but thank you, Cody. I appreciate you stopping by.
They're literally staring at me throughout the one.
He's just
They think I'm up to something now.
He's having a hard time there. That's okay. We got the main event. Cody Rhodes had one hell of an entrance. I really like this. I love the Dusty quotes that started it and having everything always pay homage to his father. He had just this gold mask with all the cracks through it as he came up, the Cody Vader. Cena's entrance was fun because he was partially playing to the crowd again, and my God, this was to me a very well worked, fun, fast yet slow paced match. Like they would do things quickly, but then take their time, do things quickly, and you know what I mean? You'd have the break spots in between, but they were always doing something. They were selling, or there was a move, or they were doing something emotionally to convey pain and suffering or excitement or nervousness. They were true cinema here. They acted so well. You have the Cody doing the pile driver on Cena, and all the fans are saying, "You can't do that," doing that chant. You got the STF on the ropes. That was cool. You know, with the rope, when the turnbuckle came to pieces, everything that we involved with the Cody Vader and the ramp. I mean, this was over 30 minutes of a match. It was 37 minutes and 45 seconds, almost 40 minutes. And I was never bored. And people could say it was too long, and typically I probably would, but it didn't feel that long to me. It felt like 20 minutes. Honest to God, it did not feel like 37 minutes. I still am shocked that that's the count. And then everything we got afterwards as well. But this was they set out with a mission. They were here to prove to everybody that this is what should have happened at WrestleMania. I want to go out on a high note. That's why some of the other matches are probably shorter, because he's like, I want so much time so I can do this the right way. I need people to look back and say, fuck, he still had it then. Because he hasn't really given us that once this year. Elimination Chamber had shades of it. The Rumble, you can't really do all that much.
When they were in the crowd and they did the back suplex spot on the metal, the chunk of the metal guardrail, like that one always... Just because it's the one thing that people get thrown through that doesn't break anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't
like
snap.
The announce tables break eventually. Tables break. The ladders break half the time, or at least they dent. Those ones they just get a slight dent, and the rest of it you get that feeling of there was no give.
Yeah,
and
no
like
kidding.
It wasn't even out in front of it. It was just like a hidden spot, kind of like around the people. So the people that were right there, then cool, they got to see that up close and personal right in their laps. Or if you were by a good screen, I was I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I was at the Chamber. They put the Chamber in the Dome, and when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were having their street fight or whatever they called it, when they weren't in the ring, you couldn't see for shit what they were doing.
And that's typically the bad part about going live. That's why I used to hate in the Attitude Era, anytime you'd be there and they'd had the hardcore matches, just all be backstage. You're like, and then they have all the stuff
fine,
backstage.
At least you could watch it on the screen.
You're talking like 99, there wasn't a lot of screens, and then they'd have like the Maintron, but that always didn't play stuff either. It was very hit or miss early on. So,
when KO and Sammy were having their fight, there was nothing on the Tron. It was just the Elimination Chamber logo. So it was like whatever you could see from wherever you were sitting, which wasn't much. And they did the weird lighting thing as well, which didn't help at all.
Yeah, and the lighting didn't help because it blinded people. Becky did have new music. I forgot to bring that up when we were talking about her match. It's I believe a Def Rebel thing. It's the
there's a band they were talking about.
It's by the Wonder Years. So it's got nothing to do with Def Rebel then? The one tweet I saw said yes, the other one said something different. I guess you never know until it comes out again.
When she came out and she said, you know what, I've been doing the same thing for so long. Yeah. She's one of the few that kept her original, her original theme right from NXT all the way up. And in the time that she was in NXT, Def Rebel wasn't a thing yet.
I guess it's the man by the Wonder Years.
Yeah. I like her Tron too. That's basically like the thermal imaging. It almost reminds me of Predator. And it was like Becky Lynch, and then at the underneath bit it says "held down by the man."
Yeah. I mean, I like that song. I do, at least from what I've heard.
I'd have to listen to it again because he
was playing briefly in between you, but I enjoyed that, and I genuinely, I do like the theme song. I think it's good. I like Blake Monroe's theme. I don't like Jordan Grace's. I even like Naomi's. So, I mean, we'll see how her entrance kind of develops more as time goes on with Becky. They tend to tweak things, but John and Cody killed it. I would give this like 4.5, maybe even 5 stars probably, just to be the cynical bastard that I am, but I'm usually the last months or so, few months, I've been more on a positive WWE outlook because it's maybe not been great, but it's been very good. It's still enjoyable. I don't feel weighed down by watching. I want to see what happens next. I'm still choosing bell to bell to stay in tune and tune in. I like watching Raw, NXT, and SmackDown.
I'm even higher
still
on it than you, because I think as a baseline, they've kind of established this feeling of, like, you come off a Raw, and even if something absolutely spectacular doesn't happen that particular week, you can come out of that with, like, okay, it didn't kick ass this week, but it's gonna.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm not gonna lie, man, that's all I need.
What sucks is we don't get heel Cena against face Lesnar. That could have been fun.
Oh my god!
Right? Like, we just missed it as of 2 days ago.
Escorted to the ring by his new manager, Tessa Blanchard.
But I see why they did that, because they wanted to run the match back how it should have been at WrestleMania, which was face versus face, and then he was going to turn heel in the match initially. And then when they got Travis Scott involved, it all lined up to happen at the Chamber. And where was the Chamber?
In the Dome.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto.
Now we got
in the Dome.
Cody versus who? Orton. Cody versus Sami Zayn. Cody versus, like, there's matches they could set up. I know Sami's on Raw, but still they could manage things. I'm curious to see where they go.
There's two that I'm curious about. I think the most logical one, because I don't think they're gonna do Randy and Cody face. I think sooner than later we're gonna get Cody Drew. And somewhere along the way, like I say, at maybe a filler pay-per-view, because I don't think it's a, hey, this is going to be something thing, but I do want to see Cody Alistair.
Thank you, CS. I do as well. Alistair Black is going with Damian Priest, and he needs to have a rocket strapped to him a bit, because when he ever went into AEW, I mean, he had the eye thing going on, and his music was even called Ugentruce, which is like an eye cream that's supposed to help with infections. Like, that's how in depth he went with everything, and what gear he wore corresponded to what he was. Like, it's nuts. He's so attentive, and his intentions was to never be a trios or tag partner. He was going in as a singles wrestler. They put him in the House of Black. It was supposed to be a temporary thing, and then he never got out of it. He was never really a single star again. He had a few singles matches, but they were very, very few and far between and rare. I want to see him where he should have been the last few years and been utilized. Sucks that he was let go, but he kind of got a chance to see what else is going on out there and felt better coming back. So same thing goes with Lesnar. They've had him on the shelf now for a while. Whether it's the lawsuit or not, that doesn't change the fact that they're going all in. If they have an idea they want, they're doing it. Anybody else be damned. And I mean, maybe Triple H is on, you know, if you really want to get down and dirty with it, maybe he's on the list. You never know, but could be the case. We all scream for eye cream. That's right. Oh, no. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. I would give the main event, honestly, probably 5 stars, just to, you know, be judge, jury, executioner on that one. I really enjoyed this match.
It's another weird one that I won't, like, not to say the match was bad, but it's not one I'm gonna judge on a bell-to-bell, move-for-move match. I'm gonna judge it for, I had a picture of what I wanted it to be in my head. Did it give me what I wanted it to be? Then yes. Are there better matches on the card? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to go bell to bell, I would say both women's matches are better than the main.
I get that.
As far as delivering stars, which is what WWE does, let's be real for a second. The main event was what it was, and then we got an extra star at the end. So you got a 5-star match and then another star afterwards. So it's a 6-star match.
Yeah, you really did. Like you said, 5-star match at the end. And Bradley even said, you know, they do need to trust Aleister Black, let him run with something. We concur. Absolutely. I want to see what, where, how, and why, as far as who's going to be facing John Cena. What are we going to get out of it? I'm curious to know how the rest of his journey goes. What happens? Does it end? And how does it end? So we've only got a few more dates with John Cena. all in all, this weekend left us with some
Lots of fun.
things to mull over, some things to talk about. Not a ton of building towards the future, but enough. And that's not always SummerSlam's job. You know, it's kind of like Mania
No.
Part 2, the redo, the extra electric boogaloo. They try to come in and either finish stories or begin them, but typically it's a conclusion spot again. It's the 6 month later kind of thing, the season changer before the season premiere in September. But granted, I'm genuinely excited for a few things now on Raw. Some explanations, see what Naomi is doing with Stephanie, see, you know, what happens with Cena and Brock, see if they mention it. Cody will be on SmackDown, but, you know, there's a lot to enjoy and look forward to. All in all, I believe firmly that night 2 was better than night 1 for a few reasons. I did enjoy the Becky and Lyra match. I just wish Bayley didn't get involved and then maybe attack somebody afterwards. Like you said, with the Money in the Bank, I wanted a conclusion there. I knew we weren't going to get it. It's selfish of me to ask for it, but I genuinely wanted to see them get that conclusion. Even if Lyra got the belt back, I wouldn't have complained. The TLC match was not the greatest TLC match of all time, but this was really, really good. So many spots. My favorite being Candice LeRae. I hope she's good because she went right through the cut and broken ladder. So nothing slowed her down. She drove her shoulders straight into the ground, and we know how bad that can be with a separation. All the tag teams worked their ass off. Nobody was just bunched up and waiting. I feel like something was always going on. The opening triple threat was good, not great, but good, as we said. Doesn't compare to Mania's triple threat, but it was still on the lines of, hey, this is damn good and thoroughly entertaining. The first meh or okay thing I think that really kind of soured the night for me was fucking Solo. Him and that stupid spike. I've always hated the Samoan spike. I mean, you're jabbing your thumb into someone. Doesn't that hurt your thumb and make you go, ow? I don't understand. Whatever. Granted, him and the Potato Mateo and the taller one, they band together to form Optimus Prime 360. And they transform into, you know, a bunch of douchebags when they go back into form. This sucked. Solo's got the U.S. belt. Doesn't deserve it. We need to get it back in Jacob. And then, of course...
Jacob goes after Cody?
That would be interesting, but I don't see it yet. Maybe a little while from now, but... Yeah. Then we've got Dom and AJ, which was good, just short. Everything else was quite a long match. I mean, the cage match was 12 minutes, but everything else was, 20 plus. I'm sad they couldn't get more, but I know we're probably going to get more matches down the line. And, I mean, yes, Dom cheated, but only slightly. It wasn't really a cheat. The ending was one hell of an ending. They got to, reclaim their former glory and make good on a terrible match that was the WrestleMania Night 2 main event. Cena said, oh, that sucked. Hold my beer. He came out here and he made it fucking work. They busted their ass. They had so many crazy spots. Cena hitting a Canadian Destroyer for damn sake. These guys got pile drivers and launching into everything, fighting up and down the ramp, the elevator, the disaster kicks, getting the crowd, saying you can't do that. Just all the interaction. The crowd was great all night. Over 60,000 of you crazy bastards. I'm entertained with SummerSlam. If I had to give it full rating, both nights, I'm probably not in my average, but I would say 7.5 for both nights. There were some really good things, some really bad things, and some passable things. But all in all, I feel like the good more so outweighed the bad. What about you, Spaz?
Yeah, I was going to say, we talked a lot yesterday about how I'm a little higher on night 1 than you. I'm going to give it a flat 8.
That's half-point difference. I think that's fair. Yeah. I'm curious what the chat thinks as well. I know you guys have been putting your scores throughout the night.
There's one match each night, the cage match tonight and the Jade Tiffany match last night that sort of fell pretty far from what we thought they might be.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a couple of results in there that didn't go the way I wanted them to do. So there's a little bit of the spaz pettiness in there.
Yes.
But overall, I think an 8 is pretty good.
But see, I at one point couldn't differentiate it as cleanly when I was reviewing. Now I've gotten better at it. I feel like putting emotions aside, like, oh, I really want so-and-so to win. I want Cross to win. I really like him. I really want him to win. But I can still be objective. Just because he lost, I could be like, oh, that sucked. No, it didn't suck. It was great. You know, that kind of thing. It was a great match. You're just mad because the guy you're rooting for didn't win. So I really try to avoid emotion.
Sometimes that is it, and sometimes it's not. Like,
yeah. Thank you, Bradley. Have a great night. Liz says 8.5. I know a few others were in an 8 range as well. I'm at 7.5 to an 8. You're at 8 itself. I think that's a very good score.
I'd say 8.5 for tonight. I'm saying like flat 8 as
for combined.
For the 2 nights. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm with you there. Tonight I would give an 8, maybe even 8.5, but both nights 7.5 I feel like is fair. And Coot's got to go back and rewatch the first night, catch up with it. Time traveling lawyer that he is. We'll see what news happens tomorrow. And of course, we've got more unapologetic and completely random podcasts coming to you guys live. So keep your eyes out for
just
that.
FYI.
Yes.
FYI. X is crying as you would expect. That's why I kind of went quiet there for a second or two. I'm just doing a scroll. And
doing a sweep. Yeah, I figured they would not be happy. And
there's a bunch of like, oh, shut them down, send everybody home for investigation. Eat shit.
Yeah, because Lesnar's there. How dare you?
Somebody I decided shouldn't have a job has a job, and I'm offended on Twitter, and that means I get to tell people what to do. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Oh, that's ridiculous. That kind of stuff just, it used to be like, oh, humorous. You laugh at it, but now that you're dealing with it all the time,
I'm telling you, man, these are the same people that are trying to get Patrick Clark rehired.
Exactly.
Let's be fair for a second.
I was also,
but I mean, there's
quiet.
A big difference there that we're not supposed to talk about.
True. We got to keep that in the room. You know, that elephant's got to stay wherever it is, sitting in the shadow. I have even tried to get the number thing to work tonight and have not had success. So maybe the audio would be better on the Raw review. I thank you, Spaz, for letting me be you for a little bit and for all your help tonight. I greatly appreciate it. I wanted to be able to try and add more people in and take more calls, but it's not agreeing yet. So we did set up the Google Voice. When we have more time to test it tomorrow, we'll see how it all works out. But I appreciate it. And I really look forward to the state of wrestling this week. We're going to have a lot to discuss after we see NXT.
I'm really glad that it's a holiday for me tomorrow.
Right? You don't have to worry about, being up too bright and early. All in all, though, like I said, I'm comfortable giving both nights 7.5 and tonight an 8. Any last thoughts from you, my friend?
Not really, man. I'm waiting to see the crash out. It's going to be lots of fun.
It's coming.
AEW fans out there are already giving us really skewed math lessons about how numbers aren't really numbers and, math isn't really math. And combined numbers aren't a real attendance.
I used to love the one, you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket, You're not always going to have,
oh, God,
and it's like, oh, well, by the way.
I love the people that are like, oh, well, you're cheating if you do the 2-night attendance record, blah blah blah, because 2 nights is unnecessary. Like Tony Khan could, if he could fill a building, wouldn't do a 2-night show.
Exactly, he would add up Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, Dark, all the staff in the back,
and still get outsold by a WWE house show. Anyways,
there we
guys, everybody, thanks for chilling with us tonight. Find me on X or on Instagram at SpazPhoenix. Find me on Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and apparently Spreaker by searching Spaz Phoenix Podcast.
That's right.
I'll be here with this guy for some stuff eventually. He'll be on my channel doing pods for something or other. We got Emergence coming up. We got the AAA show coming up. I'm gonna get a chance to talk about Destiny. Check it out, your Spaz Phoenix bucket list. It's fine because I never do that because it's happening the same weekend as Heatwave and Forbidden Door gimmick, rotating door, open door.
Yeah, so it's going to be a hell of a weekend packed in tight there. I still don't even have the green screen set up today. I was in such a, like I said, rush when I got home late to just get things set up quickly. I didn't get to test anything, so I don't have the screen here. So I'm just like the microphone. It disappears. But it's still held up. So thank you all so much to Mr. Kincaid, Casey, Liz, and everybody in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you to Spaz for being a gracious co-host and helping me make sure there was no dead air while I worked on things. You're my hero, good sir. Thank you to Cody for being there in person. We appreciate you, and I cannot thank you enough for not only eating, but being our man on the inside. We'll try to look at some of the footage when we can. Besides that, you know, I don't know what to do about all the weird little hiccups and hacking that's been going on, but we've been trying to deal with it and manage it the best we could. So I really can't thank you all enough. We've been trying to, as I said, just thank you, Ludwig. We're going to up those numbers by having everybody hit the like button, subscribe. It helps out a ton. And as I said, I hope you all have a good night. Stay sexy. And what is blinking?
You are worthless. Forget about you. Forget about everything you stand for. You represent nothing. You are nothing. A failure for all